Welcome, welcome to ShadowMeTarot. Okay, so I have this thing. I decided that the best way to learn tarot is to read the books. And it's hard sometimes to have like the discipline to read anymore, particularly a book, since we have Audible and Kindle and all that other stuff. But sometimes it's important to read these definitions to really get to know a deck. And there are lots of unboxing decks already for the Light Seers Tarot here on YouTube. So what I'm going to do that is different is we're just going to go through and actually read the book and look for the symbolism in the cards. This way, if you don't have time to read your book, you can listen to it, I don't know, on the road, at work, you know, when you're kind of, and passively kind of learn. Now, there are things and symbolism within this deck that I can tell you right now I don't know. I don't know all the meanings to. For example, in the Fool card here, let's move in closer. Let's move in a little closer. Maybe a little bit closer. There we go. I'm probably going to keep it pretty close, and I'm going to go ahead and put my my regular, my regular Rider-Waite deck. I've been doing so many readings lately. Okay, I have too many decks out here. So I'm just going to go through and just start reading the book from front to back, and this is going to take however long it's going to take. I'm going to do the kind of side-by-side comparison of the two cards, just so that you can kind of see where they're deriving, which part of the Rider-Waite, I guess, symbolism that they're incorporating into the cards here. For example, in this one, I don't really see a mountain range in the back. Instead, I have this geometry stuff. But they're both standing on the edge of a precipice. Oh my goodness. Hey, it's the time of day I get to do these. That's just how it is. Her rose, instead of a rose, she's got a crystal. She knows that she's moving. We all know, and we can all see that she's kind of going backwards into a pool of water. Whereas in this Fool, we have no idea where he's going to. The light source, the sun in this case, or the light source in this case, is coming from the same direction. Looks like she's kind of hanging on to something there, which may very well be a representation of the staff or the, the runaway bag. the little bag thing he's got here on his staff there. So just kind of, I'm gonna let you just kind of pick out those things and those differences as we kind of go along. You can see that they've used some of the same colors. So we've got yellow in the dress, yellow typically meaning happiness, whereas here it's in the sky. The blues using emotion quite a bit. It's more of a feminine figure here rather than a masculine figure. What else do I see? She's got some sort of thing on her necklace here. What does she got here? Oh. Come on, so I can see too. There we go. I can't even really tell what it is. And the camera is making it way bigger, but it does remind me of the feather he's got in his cap. So anyways, let's get to the book. And the book says, about the Fool. Oh, we've got to read the book first. Well, I'm going to read the Fool first, then we'll go back. Okay, so the Light Seer version means new beginnings, which is the upright. New beginnings, potential, adventures, enthusiasm, awakening, innocence, optimism. And then the reverse, Shadow Seer, naivety, assuming you already have the answer, rash or impulsive choices, lacking experience. Analysis paralysis, foolishness. Every dream achieved begins with the seemingly foolish notion that there is something bigger out there, something greater to explore and to become. This childlike optimism comes from deep within your knowing, and it reminds you that you can achieve all magical things that you've been dreaming about. The journey of the soul begins with a single step, and you may find yourself on the edge of an epic journey. Turn toward your future with enthusiasm and know that a divine leap of faith is required in order to claim the reward the abyss is offering. You may not feel ready, you may not be ready, but there is magic in the air, and the universe is waiting to support you with infinite love and guidance. Trust your intuition as you swan dive into the seed of potential. I am ready for this adventure down my soul path. That is the mantra for this deck, for the Fool card. Okay, so we're going to read the book like I said. A Journey of Shadows and Sunshine for Sean. Okay, contents. Dearest Light Seer. When I started creating the Light Seers Tarot, I was determined to create a healing deck, one that was aligned with contemporary spiritual experiences and 21st century life, and that included relatable, free-spirited characters who took responsibility for their own sunshine and light. I imagined a deck of intuitive guides who would dig into truth and unveil our shadow aspects as they shared their wisdom with us. My goal was to create a happy deck that would lift me up without sacrificing Tarot's incredible ability to illuminate any deeper meanings that hid beneath the surface. It had to be insistent enough to prod me to take responsibility for my thoughts and actions, while also inspiring me to do the deeper healing work when I was ready. The result of my study is this deck, is the deck you hold in your hands, and I invite you to explore this world of traditional and non-traditional archetypes with me. It is my wish that you make the characters your own and breathe new meaning into their worlds as you work your magic into the cards. Tarot can be a profoundly healing tool, and as you explore the sunshine and shadow-laden path of the Light Seer, I hope you hear it whisper that shadow is a profound tool, and that light is an awesome endgame. If you want to go deeper with your cards, I created the lightseerstarot.com website where you will be able to find more materials to support your tarot journey. To connect with others who use the deck, use the hashtag LightSeersTarot to find one another online. If I had one piece of advice for a new reader, it would be to trust in your ability to do this. You totally can. Wait, I have one more piece of advice. Have fun. Giant love and epic magic to you. Hugs and kisses, Christy. Working and healing with the Light Seers Tarot. All right. Tarot basics for the new card slinger. If this is your first experience with the tarot, welcome. What an absolute honor it is to share this beautiful practice with you. Know that there is no right or wrong way to read with the cards. Some people use cards to better understand who they are and what they want. Some look to the cards for guidance and to highlight shadow aspects of self, and some use the cards in a predictive manner. How you use the cards is totally up to you. There is no need to memorize every card meaning before you begin to work with the cards. I created the artwork on each card to deliver a clear message to you, and each character is a sacred guide to your own intuition. Your first impression of the card is the best meaning. This guidebook is meant as a reference and a resource and should bolster your own unique conversation with the cards. I highly suggest a technique called pathworking. To learn more, pathworking is having an imagined conversation with the card's character during your own creative visualization meditation time. You'd be amazed at the information you receive from your own inner guidance system. The Major Arcana. Most tarot decks are based on the same basic structure, 22 Major Arcana cards and 56 Minor Arcana cards. The 22 majors are the big guns of the tarot. They often convey the major energies or overarching archetypal energies that surround major life events, transitions, or lessons. The journey of the Major Arcana begins with the Fool card, who falls off the cliff to begin a cycle, and ends with the World card when the cycle is complete. If you pull a lot of majors in one reading, there may be significant change going on. The Minor Arcana. The minors are often seen as energies surrounding day-to-day experiences and decisions. Traditionally, the Minor Arcana is broken into 4 suits that align with the 4 elements. Fire is expressed via the suit of Wands, and it deals with inspiration, creativity, and passions. Water is felt through the suit of Cups, which mainly deals with emotions, relationships, and how we feel. Air is communicated through the suit of Swords, and the swords help express the mind, our ideas, and how we communicate and think. And Earth is manifested through the suit of Pentacles, which form messages of physical security, wealth, and health. The aces of each suit usher in the elemental energy of their suit, and as the numbers on the cards increase, the energy and the lessons heighten. Each suit has a set of court cards: Page, Knight, Queen, and King. These court cards can often be the trickiest cards to master in the tarot. Say that again. The court cards can often be the trickiest cards to master in the tarot. No kidding. They are messengers that can be seen as people, energies, or situations. If a reading is heavy in court cards, it means get the book out. If it's heavy on court cards, it can mean that there are a lot of people or opinions affecting the situation. Each card has a personality, and my favorite way to read court cards is imagining the character speaking up in the middle of the reading. Tarot can seem overwhelming when we first get started. Daily practice makes perfectly imperfect. There are no set rules, decided upon meanings, or governing bodies when it comes to tarot. It is really a relationship between you, your intuition, and the cards. So as with any great relationship, you'll build trust over time. That is true. The more you work with them, the more they mean things to you, especially when you think about your own day, and your own emotions and your own feelings, and you'll see card pairings come up that are familiar. Anyways, moving on. Just read the book, Katie. A note on upright cards and reversals. Some readers use upright cards only. In many a case has been made that there is no need to read with reversals, as the full energy of the human condition is contained within the 78 cards. I believe this to be true. Others prefer to read with reversals, giving us 156 messages to work with. A reversal is when you pick a card and the image is upside down. I have chosen to include the meanings for upright, light seer, and reversal meaning shadow seer as a keyword in the guidebook, but of course I leave it up to you how to interpret the cards. There are 3 main ways that people tend to read reversed cards. Reversals can convey the more negative or shadowy traits of a card's energy. With a card like the Magician, his power to manifest when the card is facing upward may turn into his power to manipulate when the card is flipped upside down. Sometimes reversals are seen as the opposite of the upright original meaning. Most of the time I choose to read the reversals as blocked or stagnant energy around the card, because blockages can highlight important opportunities for healing. There will be a few times in the deck when the reverse shadow seer message seems slightly more positive than its light seer counterpart, and this is because there are cards that are slightly easier to navigate when their energy is blocked. A lot of reversals showing up in the same spread can indicate an overall stagnation or negative mindset, or even that the querent is temporarily blocked from their goal. For individual cards in the spread, the surrounding cards always help me to decide which messages are meant to be highlighted. The surrounding cards are usually a fabulous indicator of how the card's energy is meant to be interpreted. If you aren't sure about reversals, I would suggest beginning with upright cards. Read all the cards' keywords as a starting point, and I suspect you will know very quickly which ones need to be focused on. Trust your gut. You've got this. I have so much to say, but I'm just going to read the book. Connect with your cards. Start by choosing your light and shadow cards. Before you get started, take a moment to connect with your cards by simply flipping through the deck with the intention to see each card and feel its unique energy. You'll be getting yourself acquainted with the stories and themes in the Light Seers Tarot. As you spend time noticing the different characters and scenarios, take note of your visceral reactions to the cards. The image that brings you the most joy will be your light card, whereas the card you feel the most aversion to will be your shadow card. Your shadow card may be a card in the deck that you really don't like, and that's totally okay. This is something that you should do intuitively without looking at the guidebook to decide which meanings you prefer. As you explore the cards, ask yourself, which one feels the most inspiring? Which one feels like it really gets you? Which one feels like a giant yes in your system? These help you define your light card. Which one do you feel the least attracted to? Which one just turns you off? Which one makes you the most uncomfortable? These help you define your shadow cards. Go ahead and pick your 2 cards now. Your light and shadow cards will be your trusted allies and guides as you work with the Light Seers Tarot, and they will become your messengers along the path. Often the card you choose as your light card will feel the most like where you are headed, and it will represent who you want to be. Consider it to be a special nod from the cards when it shows up in a reading, because it's going to be your big badass yes card, the card that lets you know that you are on the right track. Conversely, your shadow card will be the one that stirs up the most feelings of discomfort. Quite often, this is because this card has an important lesson to teach you. Spend some time with your shadow card now, if you'd like. Maybe find its meaning in the guidebook and pull out your journal. What lesson does this card have for you right now? What is it about the card that rubs you the wrong way? Maybe it's the character in the card or the situation they seem to be in. Perhaps they remind you of a time in your life or a person from your past. Most important, try to discern how this card could have positive influence on your life if you are easily able to accept the wisdom found on the card. We can often learn a great deal about the challenges that we are facing inside our darkest shadows. As you work with the Light Seers Tarot, your shadow card will serve as a gentle reminder that some aspect of your situation is being blocked by shadow that you've created, and that there is a massive opportunity to turn things around by working with more positive mindset. Readings and spreads. You're going to use to gather information from your cards. Will you choose one card or more? How will you lay the cards on the table? Psst, there are some ideas for spreads on the following pages. 1. Clearly meditate on the situation or question. 2. Shuffle the cards any way you'd like. Choose your card. 3. Choose your card. Card or cards. 4. Read your card. And I would just want to say, you're improvising when you're reading cards, okay? You're looking at the card and you're looking at the picture. You're getting an overall feeling before you ever even look at the, because it's a picture book. It's telling a story without words. So you have to rely on your feelings and your intuition as to what the story is being told. And there is no wrong in tarot. What you interpret is right. That's it. You cannot question it. Whatever is coming through, whatever you're feeling, whatever you're able to honestly articulate as coming from the card is right. The guidebooks are just that. They're guidance. But the rules can be thrown out the window. Okay, that's all I'll do right there. All right, so the 4th step after you choose your cards is to read your card. When you're ready, flip the card over and sit with the meaning. I suggest spending time looking at the imagery before jumping into the guidebook. Answers that come from your intuition will always offer the most insight. Your intuition offers the most insight. Here are a few questions that will help you tune into your own interpretations. What does the card make you think of? How does the card make you feel? Does it remind you of a specific situation? Does the character seem to have qualities that remind you of anyone? How could the character, scenario, or lesson on the card help you to better understand your current situation? If they had advice for you, what would it be? When you've taken note of your own intuitive interpretations, go to the guidebook to see if there's anything more you can learn from the card. 5. Journal for the win. To go deeper with your reading, journal about your experiences with the card. When you do a reading, something on the cards will call for your attention. It may be as simple as the time of day or the type of landscape that the artwork portrays. It might be an emotion, an item, or a pair of shoes on the card that remind you of so-and-so. These little nudges from the cards allow you to connect to your own inner knowing with the message that the card conveys about your situation. And it is in this connection, in your own interpretation of the message, that the magic lies. In other words, you are magical, and it is you that makes the story come alive, because you're really telling your own story and how you connect with the cards. And in telling your own honest story when you're giving readings to other people and to yourself about how these images feel to you, that is what resonates with other people, because 90.9% of us are identical. It's just that 0.1% that makes us each unique. So your 0.1% is what's going to come out in the reading, and it's going to resonate with the person that you're working with, or even to your higher self in a way that is completely unique to you. You're offering to the universe, to the world, to people, to this space. It's your space in the in this life. Okay, so light of the day draw. This is just a single card draw. One, it's daily message of light. Draw a card and place it upright or reversed as pulled. What message of light do you have for me today? That is your question. The most important thing that I have found in using the tarot is that you get the best answers when you have a defined question. And for me, my defined question would be like, what guidance do you have for me today? That's it. But you have to ask a question. You got to kind of hold it in your mind. And you'll notice, like, sometimes I'll notice that I'll not meditate, but like my intention wanders. Like I'll be shuffling the cards almost out of like in a meditative state without answering any questions or asking any questions, and nothing will pop out. But the minute a question formulates in my brain, something flies out of the deck. And I think it's a number of different things. But to me, that's spirit giving me the answers that I'm to the questions that I'm asking. So this is a 2-card draw. It's called a light and shadow spread. I'll just put this underneath here. I want to introduce you to a light and shadow technique that will have you placing cards in their upright and reversed, light seer and shadow seer positions on purpose. 1. Light seer. Place in light seer position. Where is the greatest opportunity for light in this situation? Shadow seer. Place in the shadow seer position. Where is the greatest opportunity to heal shadow in this situation? Of course, you can choose to place the cards as you draw them too. I know it's unorthodox, but I find the most healing messages come through when we force the reversals and the uprights in a reading. Okay. Lightworker Illumination spread. So you'll see the cards go 1 in the middle, 1 below, or 2 below and 3 above. So number 1, grounding. Place the cards as it is pulled. Here's the question. The questions are so important in the spreads. So the most important thing in any spread that you do is the question. But you'll also find that different positions of the cards, like for me, like the Celtic cross, number 1 just means me. If I put a card underneath me, it means like a core value that I hold that comes with me everywhere. And if I go above my head, or above the one, or above the center card, to me, that's always what's on my mind. And I do that almost in every single reading. It always resonates for me that way. I get that from the Celtic cross and how I read the Celtic cross. And so that does filter through in every reading that I do. And because you can read the cards up, down, sideways, forwards, backwards, diagonally, it doesn't really matter. The messages are all there, which is such a beautiful thing about tarot. And again, there's no wrong in reading the tarot. So number 1 in this spread for the Lightworker Illumination spread is grounding. Where am I right now? Number 2, shadow seer. What shadows need to be cleared before the situation can be resolved? 3, illumination. This card represents the energy needed for the best possible outcome. Calling in love spread. 1. Recognizing love. What qualities will my future partner have? 2. Seeking light. Where can I seek them? Who will they remind me of? 3. Blocking love. This is place in the shadow seer position. So you're going to reverse number 3. What shadow aspect of mine is blocking this union? 4. Attracting love. Place in light seer position. What qualities do I possess that will attract my partner? All right, that's calling in love spread. We've got the soul joy spread here. So, and you can use the same spread with any tarot deck, So one of the reasons I get so many decks, honestly, is because not only do they expand my knowledge of individual cards and how they can be interpreted, but I get these different spreads, and more importantly, I get amazing questions to ask my cards. The Soul Joy spread, number 1, gift. Placed in the light seer position, what can I give to the world? 2, illumination. This is at the bottom of the cards here. Place in the shadow seer position, what can I illuminate for others? 3, lessons of joy. Place card as it is pulled. Where can my lessons of joy be uncovered? And we've already read the Fool, but we're going to do it again. Number 0, the Fool. Light seer, new beginnings, potential, adventures, enthusiasm, awakening, innocence, optimism. Shadow seer, naivety, assuming you already have the answer, rash or impulsive choices, lacking experience, analysis paralysis, foolishness. Every dream achieved begins with the seemingly foolish notion that there is something bigger out there, something greater to explore. And to become this childlike optimism comes from deep within your knowing, and it reminds you that you can achieve all the magical things that you've been dreaming about. The journey of the soul begins with a single step, and you may find yourself on the edge of an epic journey. Turn towards your future with enthusiasm and know that a divine leap of faith is required in order to claim the reward that the abyss is offering. You may not feel ready, you may not be ready, but there is magic in the air, and the universe is waiting to support you with infinite love and guidance. Trust your intuition as you swan dive into the seed of potential. I am ready for this adventure down my soul path. The Magician, number 1. And the Magician can be interpreted the same way in this deck as it is in this deck. But the artwork will give you slight variations in how to interpret the card. So if the Magician means manifestation and you looked in the thesaurus and you thought of, and you were able to view every word associated with manifestation, one of those words is going to more closely resemble this magician than this magician. That's it. All right. The Magician, the Light Seer. Skill, natural talents, powers of manifestation, creativity, resourcefulness. Shadow Seer, unused potential, latent talents, questionable intentions, manipulation, selfishness, unfocused or blocked creative energy. The Magician brings forth a powerful message of creation and potential. You are magic. You have everything you need to succeed. Badass manifesting energy from the cosmos. All the skills you require, they're at your fingertips. Beautiful creator, go create. Activate the magic in your veins by focusing your energy, willpower, desire, and actions. When you consciously step into your personal power and decide to shape the material world in this way, every breath in and every breath out is an opportunity to carve new meanings and new perspectives into reality. If you are unsure of your ability to create the life you desire, trust in the latent potential that resides within you. Feeling less than inspired at this time reminds you that it's time to find your muse, find your spark, find your why, with everything you need sitting in front of you like a giant universe cauldron. What is it that you desire to bring to life? And what can you do today that will bring it one step closer to reality? So, oh, and then it says, I can manifest the life I desire through energy and action. And in this particular book, I do like that it has these affirmations. So if you wanted to, if you pulled this card for the day, you could say this to yourself: I can manifest the life I desire through energy and action. And that is very, very true. And if you're doing this in a reading and you're like, well, what the heck am I supposed to manifest? The beautiful thing about tarot is you pull more cards. And you get guidance on what it is you're supposed to be manifesting. But when you're pulling those cards, this book is giving you questions to ask. With everything you need, it says, find your why. With everything you need sitting in front of you like a giant cauldron, like a giant universe cauldron. What is it that you desire to bring to life, right? And then you might get some wands in there for something for business, or you might get some cups in there for something for love and relationships. Maybe you'll need money, or you want to get rich and have abundance and fame. And what can you do today that will bring it one step closer to reality, right? So how do you get your vibration closer to manifesting into reality what it is that you desire? So the most important part of reading the tarot is the questions that you ask, in my opinion. But many, many books have these questions, and any book that has questions is a valuable deck, in my opinion. All right, moving on. The High Priestess. Isn't she pretty? I think she's pretty. Look, Spirit is just working through her, speaking through her. She doesn't even have to say anything. It just lights up everything inside of her. So, a light seer, dreams, powerful visions, psychic insights, serendipity, meditation, introspection, intuition, a spiritual experience. Shadow seer, keeping secrets, gossip or mistruths, hidden agendas, fear of intuitive abilities, not paying attention to your inner voice. The priestess sits on the edge of this realm and the next as she draws down meaning and illumination from beyond the veil. Sacred insights and profound wisdom are flowing to you now. And to access them, you must tune into your intuition and submerge your thoughts into her subconscious realm. The language of the unconscious mind is revealing itself to you now through metaphor, in dreams, or as in ancient memories that resurface to be processed. Pay attention to synchronicity, any nagging feelings of being off track, as well as gut feelings that move you in a new direction at this time. The divine whispers that are emanating from your soul hold an important message for you, and the bridge between the enigmatic realm of the priestess and your conscious understanding of the signs will be found through your own quiet introspection. And the question that I always attribute to the High Priestess, at the very, very least, in the most basic level, is, what is your intuition telling you? What is your gut telling you, right? Are you using your intuition? Anytime I get that, are you asking Spirit for guidance? These are questions that I ask. I feel like you have a lot more power in a question because you're also asking the querent to reach into their to reach out to their own higher self, their own inner intuition, their own inner self and inner being and higher self, and getting those answers for themselves. So it's a spiritual journey for anyone, both asking the questions and getting answers. So the mantra for the High Priestess in this deck: I have the answers I seek, and by following the truth, I will find them. So the High Priestess also in many decks means kind of like the veil, the yin and the yang, as above, so below, or spirit versus physical world. What else does the High Priestess mean? So those are just different ways of interpreting it. We are focusing on the interpretations of this particular deck. So when you're looking at these images and I'm reading the definitions, feel what is resonating for you. Feel the emotion that these cards are conveying for you. And then if you have if you are more familiar with the Rider-Waite and you have a stronger pull towards a Rider-Waite meaning, look for those similar meanings to shift your experience, because this is all about shifting your perspective and seeing your situation in a new light anytime you're using the tarot. At least that's how I use the tarot. Again, there is no wrong in reading tarot. All right, moving on. The Empress. Beautiful Empress. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Empress. All right. Number 3. Light Seer, the divine feminine, prolific creativity, fertility, motherhood, unity, the goddess, sensuality, nurturing, abundance, empathy, unconditional love, unification of mind, body, spirit. Shadow Seer, infertility, emotional overwhelm, shutting down, the need for self-care, disharmony, negligence, being materialistic, being overprotective of your creations, being overly dependent on others. This Gaian Empress radiates fertile energy, positive outcomes, and unconditional love. This flourishing creative energy is of the earth, so bring your dreams from the ethereal realms and ground them, share them, birth them. Her bountiful abundance is always available to you, and she reminds you to find her regenerative beauty everywhere. You are entering a time of profound healing and blessings, and if you're feeling any lack of inspiration or possibilities, seek to heal your physical temple and to nourish your soul by embodying her shining creative essence. Continue to move calmly and gracefully in the direction of that which whispers yes. This card often affirms that you are on the right track, so keep growing, beautiful Seer, and work with nature of your situation instead of against it. I am ready to give birth to my abundantly rich future. And this card in this deck, it does not have a question, and I can't think of one off the top of my head, because the Empress can often represent a person. So oftentimes I'll ask the questioner, is this a mother figure in your life? What female presence or feminine presence, it can be male or female, but basically it's bringing to life something new, whether it be a person or an idea. I might even ask, depending on the cards that are around it, is somebody pregnant? Particularly if I'm using this deck in a particular reading, considering I have so many different decks. If this deck would come up, I might, and that she's got this pregnant belly, I might ask, are you pregnant? Is somebody near you pregnant? Something of that effect. Next question, or the next card, is the Emperor. Another person, by the way. The Emperor is another person. So just kind of notate the similarities. Notate the similarities. I think one thing that stands out for me is this king chess piece that he's holding. He's sitting on this sphere, which I want to say looks like a sphere, but he's sitting in it like a beanbag. It's on a checkerboard, right? A checkerboard floor. So it almost could be like a marble that he's like sitting on, like a beanbag. I don't know. But this is the interesting piece here, is the king, the white king on a chessboard. And then I see the Aries symbolism here as well. For the Emperor, Light Seer, the divine masculine, authority, power, a natural leader, structure, strategic and analytical thinking, taking action, promotion. Shadow Seer, and unchecked power, being overly pragmatic and rigid, corruption, selfishness, defensiveness, a desire for control, being stubborn. The Emperor's message is one of ambitions met and success found. Often seen as the card of the divine masculine, the Emperor brings forth a desire to build a better world, one brick at a time. Use your mind as well as your heart, and rise to power as you lead your own evolution. While becoming your own Emperor means infinite possibility for your success, it also means addressing any issues you harbor around authority, control, and willpower. You may need to work your magic within the confines of the establishment, but remember that the organizing principles of society are fluid over time. Remain flexible and keenly aware of your own energetic boundaries and motives. Find opportunities to be of service to others as you build your empire. Step into this fiery energy of success and rise, sweet light seer. Embody confident, compassionate leadership and exercise sovereignty over your own reality. The world is yours. I lead the circumstances in my world with confidence, harmony, and generosity. So the Emperor oftentimes for me is also a person. It means structure and stability, but often means like a characteristic of a person in the reading or around the person asking the question. The Hierophant. The Hierophant. Light seer, tradition, a lesson, spiritual leader or guide, enlightenment, awakening in service of spirit, formal education or training, new paradigms. Shadow seer, outdated systems or ways of thinking, dogma, rebelling against societal norms, abuse of power, stagnation, ego-based leadership, a need to connect with spirit. As you search for your divine truth, you create frameworks of belief that help you to expand your consciousness and ground your faith into this reality. If you've been stuck in an old tradition or a structured way of acting or being that is no longer serving you, it is time to let it fall away in order to make space for a better version of you. The Hierophant serves as a gateway between the divine source and the seeker, so be open to new paradigms, perspectives, and teachers in your life. Look for the patterns around you and strive to understand your own internal compass. Know that while there's a wisdom in the teachings of the mystics, the voice of your own heart is the one voice that matters the most. Find the wisdom of the heavens within. I am my own guru, and the guidance I need is rooted in my faith, my belief, and my unique essence. So the Hierophant to me often means institutions, your corporations, churches, governments, anything that kind of like everybody kind of has to act the same on some level, where there's kind of like a rigid structure to things, which is important. It's a part of life. It's something that we all have, but it does have to, it's also a faith card. It's also a faith card, and it can mean like marriages and stuff like that, because that's one of the reasons that you go to church, right? But grounding your faith is because you have faith in your company, you have faith in the work that you do, you have faith. It's just a faith card is kind of how I interpret that. So, and faith, just like the tarot, and faith in the tarot, gives us a lesson, gives us a guide, gives us guidance. But in the reverse, anything can be corrupted, and any power can be abused. Okay, moving on. Number 6, the Lovers. The Lovers. Oh, that is a sexy picture right there. Oh my. She's got a bow and arrow on her shoulder. Okay. Light Seer, a choice, dualities, harmony, a lover or romantic relationship, friendship, unity, choosing to allow yourself to fall in love, healthy boundaries, soulmates. Shadow Seer, a break in communication, disharmony, the need to find self-love, giving away power in a relationship, the loss of self, too many expectations of others, manipulation, an imbalanced partnership, codependency. Magnetism, like magic, is coming into your life. You are sitting on the cusp of a type of profound connection that happens when two souls are intertwined and their entanglement forever marks their individual paths. Often this card signifies that an important choice needs to be made. Will you embrace the spiraling energy that unwinds between two people who are beginning to connect and choose to shift into this relationship or not? Falling deeply into trust will be necessary in order to create a lasting bond, and growth around vulnerability, honesty, desire, and intimacy is being called into the light to be healed. While partnerships are beautiful gifts on the path, you must also seek to give fully without weakening your resolve to remain whole. Remember that self-love is the key to balancing the duality of any relationship. My heart is open to deeply meaningful relationships, and I expand into this union with loving trust. This card also represents the Gemini, the twins, and obviously union between divine masculine and feminine. But it is a Gemini card without a doubt. The Chariot, the next stop in our story, is victory. We've won at love. We have a love. Now we get to victory, speed, action, determination, harnessing and uniting opposing energies, success, travel, confidence, willpower, and control. The Shadow Seer, lack of energetic focus, lack of self-discipline, going in the wrong direction, a tendency to speed past the needs of others. Okay, so I just kind of want to go back to the Lovers here to kind of show a continuation of the story for the major arcana. This is, part of the life path. We fall in love. We fall in love with things, with people, with places, right? If it's a codependent love, which is why I wanted to kind of just point this out, the outcome of codependency is going to be the reverse of the chariot, right? Lack of energetic focus. You lose yourself in a codependent relationship, right? And so you lose motivation towards doing the things that you want to do for yourself, and then you sure as heck don't want to do the things for the other person just because it's not your thing to be wanting to do. So you can have lack of self-discipline, lack of boundaries. You can be going in the wrong direction, and a tendency to speed past the needs of others because you're just trying to protect what you need, I guess. So if you're in the reverse for the Lovers, right, and you're having some codependency stuff there, obviously it's going to lead into the next bad thing. In the major arcana, or the next step of the life path, is just kind of just going, it's the wrong direction, right? Whereas if you have joined a new union that is in fact healthy and is harmonious, then you're going to have victory. You're going to get the things that you want. There'll be speed and action towards this romance and solidifying this relationship. And uniting opposing energies, right? Successfully uniting opposing energy, which is the masculine and the feminine. So confidence, willpower, and control are all things that are necessary for success. And the Chariot card is very much a success card. So moving on to the actual meaning of the card and what the book says. The universe constantly gifts us the opportunity to become the person we want to be. It's a magical time for taking inspired action. Push ahead with willpower and determination because you will get there. Remember, inaction is the same as deciding to stay still. The Chariot reminds you that while you are on the way to your goal, you need to make a decision about your best path forward. If you feel pulled in two different directions, Know that you will be able to coax both of these energies towards the same target. Charging ahead without paying attention to your path can sometimes be harmful to those in your wake, so take care not to trample on others on your way up the mountain. Choose the thing you really want. Focus your efforts and move swiftly. If you aren't sure what your direction is, then it's time to make some plans and align goals and spark dreams. I choose who I am becoming, and I run toward it with conviction and consistent motion. 8, strength. Look at that. She's half lion. She's got the infinity sign on her arm, but still above her head. She's got a heart necklace, and she's got like a little lamb, and she's half lion. She is the lioness. She has tamed the lion within, right? Her collar is her heart. The light seer, courage, calmness, quiet strength, influence, graceful leadership, gifted healer, purity of thought and heart, spiritual matters, compassion, sometimes lust or animal instinct. Shadow seer, blocked by fear, self-doubt, a reminder not to be guided by the lizard part of your brain, a need to exercise self-control, self-destructive impulses. Be brave, sweet seer. Embody your light and shine courageously in the face of danger or uncertainty. Step into patience and fierce serenity as you exert your graceful influence for the greater good. There is great fortitude in your calm heart, and a gentle demeanor will not be mistaken for weakness when you share your gift of relentless love with the world. Allow confidence and composure to guide you towards your desires without the use of excessive force or aggression. Mindful awareness will be much more useful than rigid control right now. This card reminds you to stand strong in your beliefs and desires and to remain steady as you bring compassion to your current situation. You are powerful, and your purity of heart will be a beacon of strength and inspiration to those around you. I deliberately bring my compassion and strength forward, and I use them for good. 9, the Hermit. So you have strength and courage, and then the very next card, to look within. Inner reflection. This is the light seer. Inner reflection, meditation, contemplation, soul searching, inner wisdom, spiritual mentor, finding your guide within, taking time away from the chaos of a busy life, hermiting. Shadow seer, withdrawing from society, isolation, loneliness, forever seeking without healing, feeling like a misfit. It is time to make space for your sacred aloneness and self-care. If you are feeling disconnected from your spiritual north, it is time of solitary withdrawal. This time of solitary withdrawal will help you to connect with your own compass. Soul purpose, spiritual awakening, and deep inner wisdom spring from this energy. Sometimes we run the risk of being so introspective that we lose our connections to others, or worse, we can dive so deeply into our stories of struggle that we inadvertently begin to believe that our wounds will be part of our forever identity. In the deepest trenches of self-discovery, we must remember that our continual search for our own healing and inner truth does not mean that we are not already whole and healed. Emerge from your inner retreat with beautiful insights from spirit, and allow yourself to navigate the path with your brightly illuminated heart. Inner sage, inner mentor, inner guide, show me my brightest light so that I may see with all my heart. So I'm going to put that up there again if anybody is working on specifically the Hermit. This is the affirmation: inner sage, inner mentor, inner guide. Show me my brightest light so that I may see with all my heart. 10, the Wheel of Fortune. What goes up must come down. Chance, destiny. Okay. Light seer, changes, fate, destiny, a lucky break, cycling up through karmic lessons, the chaos of creation, a turning point, serendipity. Shadow seer, misfortune, karma, a need to relinquish control, the ups and downs of life, the inevitability of change, and unexpected setback. Get ready, sweet soul, for the wheel is about to gift you divine blessings. Synchronicity is afoot, so look for wonderful new opportunities to propel your life ahead. Be prepared for fortuitous meetings or a fork in the path that will change everything for the better. If you're open to spotting opportunity, it is yours for the taking. Just follow the breadcrumbs of serendipity and fate toward your happy ending. Remember that the wheel is always spinning, and that things are never the same as they were before. Learn to enjoy this constant regeneration and know that with every spin we have the chance to cycle upward towards our own expansion and enlightenment. Trying to control the outcome of the Wheel of Fortune would prove to be impossible, so don't. Grab your lucky dice and see the spinning of the wheel for what it really is. All the beauty of a lifetime of experiences waiting to spring forth and be lived. I allow the transformative energies of fate help me to expand my experience. So if you're focusing on the Wheel of Fortune, your affirmation is, I allow the transformative energies of fate to help me to expand my experience. All right, moving on to Justice, number 11. So we encounter the Wheel of Destiny, and then we encounter natural law, balance, karma, truth, wisdom, legal matters, fairness, cause and effect, integrity, objectivity, perspective, accountability, shadow seer, consequences, retribution, karma, injustice, and inequity, dishonesty, imbalance, a need to take responsibility for your past actions. Justice asks you to learn from your past experiences, the good, the bad, and the fugly. Take it all and grow from it. This energy is not about perfection, but about fairness and honesty. It highlights clarity of motivation and intention, and it asks you to be realistic about the cause and effect of your thoughts and actions. Seek to balance your growth from both positivity and shadow, and learn from the many different parts of you. In your current situation, be impartial as you reframe your reality and work to remove any negative emotional charge from the equation. If fear is causing you to act in a way that you aren't proud of, seek a variety of perspectives before judging another person's actions to be good or bad. The only true path ahead of you is not one that is necessarily black or white, but it is always, always one of love. My good karma is delightfully loving, and it can be the most motivating of teachers. 12, the Hanged Man, a shift in perspective, right? The Light Seer, surrendering to the will of the cosmos, an intentional pause, reflection, letting go, embracing the new, realigning with your heart and purpose, new wisdom found, spiritual teachings, sacrifice, enlightenment. Shadow Seer, stagnation, self-sabotage, holding on to something that isn't meant for you, stubbornness, a tendency to be a martyr. Flow with it. Divine wisdom spills forth in the moments of deep flow, and the Hangman is offering you the chance to look at something from a completely different perspective. When you let go of that thing that's got you stuck, you will make space for new insights and advantages to shift into place. Open your heart to the bigger plan, and you'll inadvertently tap into a whole new framework from which to see the world. Know that your path and your dream may look unfamiliar to you after you've relinquished the need to direct the outcomes. Surrender to the will of the cosmos and realign your life with its sacred patterns. The universe already knows which life-altering lesson is the key to your happiness, and your higher self has so much wisdom for you when you intentionally pause to listen. I lean into my inner world of limitless miracles, surrendering to the divine will of the cosmos. So if you're focusing on the Hanged Man, I lean into my inner world of limitless miracles, surrendering to the divine will of the cosmos. So surrender is definitely how I read that card quite a bit. Death, rebirth, the infinite cycle. And this to me is a magnificent picture, right? Isn't that an amazing picture? I love that the face of death is mourning in the mountains. Is kind of how I feel there. Even though it's just pine trees that I see. I invented the mountains. It's on a hill. It looks like it's on a hill. Light Seer. Cycles of transformation, rebirth, transition, change, new beliefs, newfound awareness, endings, a symbolic death, an initiation process. Shadow Seer. Clinging to the past, fear of change, sentimental attachments, forces of destruction, mortality, end of hope, mourning loss. You are on the cusp of a massive transformation, and it's time to mourn the end of one phase while celebrating the birth of another. This energy of transmutation and rebirth signals a beautiful metamorphosis that will allow you to expand your energy, your consciousness, and move closer to your own divine essence. A cycle in your life, a relationship, a belief, a career path, or an outdated plan for the future is coming to an inevitable end. Deep breath. If this scares you, sweet light, the change is needed. Know that this card urges you to release what is already losing energy and to focus on things that are already gaining momentum. Welcome the possibility of something new and allow this phase to come into a graceful end. Look toward the magic of this newfound horizon, because underneath its morbid exterior, the Death card heralds exciting times filled with the brightness of so much potential. New light awaits. I allow myself to let go of the past in order to add energy to new beginnings. 14. Temperance. He holds the sun and the moon in his hands. He is in harmony with the sun and the moon, and he definitely has an angelic representation. And this is one of those, the feeling I get from this card is that it is angel inspired. There are many decks dedicated to angel messages and different angels, I think found mostly in the Old Testament, and angel lore, I suppose. So it does definitely feel like there's some angel symbolism in this. And I would even venture to say that there's probably, you could probably identify the angel that it's referring to, but I cannot. So 14, Temperance. Light Seer. Alchemy. Blending energies, harmony, moderation, masculine and feminine balance, duality and amalgamation, the fluidity of time, meditation, the perpetual motion of life, neutrality, restraint, patience, purpose. Shadow Seer. Clashing interests, oil and water, extremes, disharmony, a need to practice moderation in some aspect of your life, severity, polarity, impatience. Temperance is the alchemist of life, and it calls you to create your purposeful blend using moderation and patience as ingredients. Where are you focusing your precious energy right now? Maybe you've been overdoing it in your social life, or binging on television, drinks, or food, or overspending. Focusing on a relationship that is depleting more energy than it is replenishing, being wholly materialistic versus wholly spiritual. We live in a world of extreme passions and heated hustle, so slowing down the desire for excess in any one area of your life may be harder than you think. Don't do drastic right now. Stay away from all or nothing choices. Clearing your energy of extremes will foster a dynamic, nourishing flow that is aligned with your perfect alchemical purpose. Seek equilibrium and be mindful of your resources while fusing all the elements to achieve a beautiful balance. I walk the middle path and I nourish my spiritual wholeness. So if you're focusing on the Temperance, I walk the middle path and I nourish my spiritual wholeness. The Devil is next. The Devil. I'll be honest with you, the devil for me is the most terrifying card in the deck. It is. It so is. It is the ego, and it is my biggest enemy in my own mind. Let's see what this says, though. But for me, the devil, I mean, obviously addiction, obsessions, but for me, ego. Oh, ego. Vices, the grip of addiction, a need for liberation, healthy versus unhealthy, sexuality, materialism, the healing found in darkness, delving into your shadow self, being trapped in your own stories, manipulation, lying to yourself, temptation. Shadow Seer, release freedom from addiction, on the cusp of breakthrough, liberation, not wanting to see your own role in a negative circumstance, realizing that you are giving your power away, feeling helpless, breaking the chains. The devil reaches out his hand, granting a release from the mundane with promises of earthly and material pleasures. While sometimes this release is healthy and necessary, he hides the fact that he offers everything you can become addicted to, from alcohol, drugs, work, and sex to more nuanced addictions like codependent relationships or how others make you feel. Anything that can entrap you or overtake your life can be harmful in excess. The devil is a nudge to delve into your own shadows. He will bring you there, and then it's up to you to either fall fully into darkness or to work on healing your own relationship with your beautiful heart. Illuminate the things that are vying for your time, your energy, and your love that leave you feeling empty. Remember that addictions don't necessarily look scary and demonic until they do. Seek liberation from the bindings that are keeping you trapped and untether yourself in darkness. Look to fragmented aspects of the self as a source of light. In the darkness, I am free to heal everything. So if you're working on the devil, your mantra is, in the darkness, I am free to heal everything. The Tower. That is a seductive devil right there, isn't it? He is way more seductive than this guy with the horns. That guy is seductive. What a seductive devil. All right, in any case, the Tower. This is very a soft tower in this picture. Butterflies always mean transformation. It looks like there's like some sort of flying squirrel or something down here. Looks like maybe some nuts are on fire. Is there fire on nut on fire there? But you know, here's the similarities: the lightning bolts, the butterflies. Well, okay. This is flying people, not butterflies. But in lots of other decks, they show butterflies because it's a transformative. It's a transformative card. Anytime you knock something down, well, eventually something's going to get built up in its place. So that's kind of the transformative part of it. People do interpret this as a surprise. So the Light Seer, unexpected change, chaos, the rug pulled from beneath your feet, beliefs challenged, new awareness and perspectives, destruction, being unsure of who you are. Shadow Seer, life becoming stale, refusing to change, fear of the unknown, avoiding a disaster. Denial. Whoa, buckle up and expect the unexpected. Sometimes we resist change to the point that the universe shifts in a destructive and chaotic way that fundamentally changes how we see our reality. There was a strange beauty in this deconstruction, as all the elements for a better life will be found amongst the rubble. Use this moment to rebuild something foundational, something extraordinary. Trust that you will be held by the universe and you'll become stronger and more resilient as a result. Tower moments are powerful, moving, shifting, expanding. The Tower energy in your life marks a period when you get to reevaluate, redirect, reestablish, and realign. It's magic in the disguise of unpredictability. The brightest of lights will pierce through the pandemonium of change that you are experiencing, and you will find your beautiful truth and blazing potential in the darkness of the Tower. And the mantra for this card for the Tower is, in chaos, I move toward the brightest light. All right. The Star. This is fame, baby. This is for famous people. Light Seer, expectations fulfilled, wishes granted, opportunities, healing after traumatic events, knowing you are on the right path, inspiration, renewed hope. Shadow Seer, loss of faith, diminished hope, disappointment, missed opportunities, despair. Sink into the dreamlike inspiration of the Star. She sends a message of divine timing and renewed hope, and she guides you to reach for the string of serendipity and faith. Your future is increasingly bright, and you are blessed by the universe. Your core purpose is beginning to bubble at the surface of your reality, and your path is intrinsically tied to your biggest missions and brightest opportunities for expansion. Step into the path of fulfillment and happiness with starlight to guide you. Allow your innate essence to shine through any residual darkness right now. Uncover any limiting beliefs or self-doubt that you are holding on to. Find the courage to voice any unexpressed emotions and release every bit of outgrown energy that is anchoring you to the past. It is time to release and ascend. As you let go, you will focus on the future and you will find your biggest source of inspiration and love. The stars are aligning in your favor and it's time to trust them. I expect miracles. The Star card, if you're working on that, it says, your affirmation is, I expect miracles. And expect miracles is an amazing thing. It's really, I almost feel like the star is hope. And when you hope, you come into alignment for what you wish for. And when you are in alignment of what you wish for and you let the universe take care of the rest and you don't worry about it, you don't put a whole lot of thought into it, miracles do happen. So that's how I typically interpret the star. The moon, our shadow selves. Okay, the moon, 18, Light Seer, illusions, hidden truths, the unknown, trusting your intuition, facing your fears, the watery nature of the unconscious mind, mystery, symbolism and metaphor, perception, uncertainty, dreams. Shadow Seer, fears that block you, difficulty separating reality and illusion, linear thinking, inability to process a spiritual or mystical experience, mental confusion, misinterpretation, anxiety, and fear. When we're faced with the uncertainty and illusion, it can feel like we are drowning. Trust that you will be okay, even if you can't seem to distinguish up from down right now. When you stop struggling to see that which you simply cannot see because it remains obscured behind the shadows of the moonlight, you will experience a deep release that will allow you to float to the surface of your truth. The moon card asks you to go within, find comfort in the darkness, and to calmly listen to whispers of your own intuition. There is divinity and magic here. When you fall into the moon's still waters, your inner wisdom will embrace you and push you toward the light. She will reinvigorate your creativity and resurrect your spark as long as you go beyond your own fears to find her. Dive into her healing embrace, breathe past insecurities, and let her dimly lit magic guide you home. I am safe and I reach new levels of unconscious knowing as I surrender to the will of the universe. So if you're working on the moon, I am safe and I reach new levels of unconscious knowing as I surrender to the will of the universe. Again, you can use these meanings for any deck of cards. There's emphasis, slightly different from the Rider-Waite deck, but so it's just another perspective. It's the same meaning, just somebody else's interpretation. So take what resonates for you in terms of what the meanings of the cards are, and that's yours. That's your unique perspective and interpretation of that card. And as you work more and more with the cards, you will have more and more definitions that you can apply to each card, because each card gives you an experience and a new experience each time you see it based on your current mood, what's going on in your life. You're going to see a different meaning, and different things kind of jump out at you when you're reading the cards. So 19, the Sun, Light Seer, joy, inspirational success, abundance and fulfillment, exuberant creativity, positivity, love, manifesting dreams, inner beauty, and a yes card. Sun is always yes. Shadow Seer, delays, negative mindset, self-doubt, or lack of confidence, a need to tune out negative mindset and to find inspiration. The sun breathes life into everything he touches. Radiating brightly, he creates a path of love and a harmonic abundance. This is a card of joyful celebration and a vibrant sign of positivity and success. Expect to find bliss and be ready to take inspired action based on radical positivity and generosity. Allow others to bask in the warm glow of your beaming heart and your inspired mind. People will feel drawn to you when the sun card arrives. Hello, charisma. Live it up. This card is a reassuring sign that things are unfolding beautifully. You are perfect, whole, and loved by the cosmos, and it may be time to deal with any feelings of inadequacy or not enoughness in order to find your shiny confidence. The sun is on its way to illuminate the corners of your heart and to set your world ablaze with opportunity and inspiration. I am whole. I am more than enough. I shine like the sun when I am happy. So the sun card, if you're focusing on that, I am whole. I am more than enough. I shine like the sun when I am happy. And you'll really know that you're getting these meanings when you start dreaming about them, or when you start dreaming about certain cards. Which has happened to me on a few occasions. Boy, is that an indicator for your subconscious trying to tell you something. All right. Judgment. 20. So this is an awakening. All these dead people are waking up. In the old way. Here she's kind of like freed from the shackles of her body, right? She looks like she's, what do they call that? Dreamwalker. She's able to meditate into a place of leaving her body. Light Seer, self-realization and understanding, spiritual awakening, redemption, knowing your motives and your heart to be true, total transparency, a glorious unveiling of spirit. Shadow Seer, self-doubt, hiding behind many masks, a need to let go of shadow aspect of your story, denying yourself and your loved ones the experience of your true nature or essence. You have judged others and have been judged yourself, and you are awakening to the understanding that the only approval that really matters is your own. Are you doing your best with others and with yourself? It's time to shed any negative facades. Drop the mask behind the masks. It may feel risky, yet this profound act of self-acceptance will unleash your absolute essence. You are light, shadow, matter, and consciousness, and you are a miracle. Why then do you keep your true nature hidden away from the world? There is no way to really understand your full potential until you are open and honest with your own heart, without judgment. To expand and evolve requires this colossal forgiveness of the self. Forgive your beautiful soul. Accept your beautiful heart. As you do, you consciously answer the call of your highest self, and the vastness of your horizon will make itself available to you. Spirit doesn't judge. That's kind of what I get from this card. Self-acceptance. Spirit doesn't judge you. Spirit loves you. So the only person who judges us is ourselves. And typically that's an ego thing. I often get the Judgment card paired with the Devil card a lot. So if you live a life without judging yourself or others, you shine unapologetically, right? Because there's no judgment. Anyway, moving on. If you're studying the Judgment and you're focusing on the Judgment, your affirmation is, hello, essence. I invite you to show up every day. I invite my soul to shine unapologetically. To me, this is kind of like being in alignment with Source, right? When you have no judgment, then you vibrate at a higher level. Because you like yourself more, which means you're happier. All right, next one. The world. What's going on with the world? Now there's lots of geometry in this image here. I just wanted to see if there was geometry in wands. I don't see geometry in there. Nope. But it is important to, as you're going through decks and as you incorporate new decks into your learning, people are incorporating geometry, and each of these geometric figures mean something. So as you learn more about decks and learn more about the different symbolism, even these cards will give you more points of reference in interpreting your readings. So, and you know, it takes work to learn all the symbolism in all of these different decks. You can learn symbolism your whole life and not know it all. Okay, so the light seer, completion, joy, wholeness, achievement, happy endings, abundance, success, new levels of consciousness, literally traveling the world. Shadow seer, taking shortcuts, a need for closure, a need to follow through, staying focused in order to complete an unfinished task, a delay in plans, unmet dreams. The world brings one of the most positive and abundant messages in the tarot. Congratulations, you've come so far. A large project or period in your life is coming to a successful conclusion, and it's time to revel in a sweet afterglow of your success. If you're not quite there yet, take this card as a sign that you're on the right path. Consciously step into the world ascension energy and welcome this beautiful shift as your inner spiritual landscape merges with your outer reality. As you reach this stage of fruition, remain focused. Don't slacken your resolve as you glimpse the magic at the end of a long journey, because it's time to follow through with your final steps and complete the cycle. Even in shadow, the world is a positive card that signals bliss and happy endings with oodles of positive energy on its way. I accept this gift of completion, and I ascend to new levels of awareness and wholeness. I am love. So if you're studying the world, your affirmation is, I accept this gift of completion, and I ascend to new levels of awareness and wholeness. I am love. Moving on to the minor arcana, probably the cards that we spend the least amount of time on. Because once you get to the world and you have major arcana, you're like, I'm done, I'm tired. There's 56 more cards. What? But we'll get through these pretty quickly. All right, quickish. Learning is never quickish, right? Take your time the first time, and then then it's easier. This is a good deck, good cardstock. It's, definitely much thicker than a Rider-Waite deck. All right, Ace of Wands, Light Seer, new ideas, the seed of potential, the arrival of inspiration, illumination, intense creativity, the mirror-like nature of consciousness, the interconnectedness of all things, the ability to manifest anything. Shadow Seer, feeling uninspired, creative blocks, the mind needing rest, unfocused energy resulting in burnout, a time to bolster your faith in yourself. This ace contains all the sparks for all the ideas, and they are generating intensely powerful light for you right now. She is connecting you with the one cosmic mind, a universe consciousness, and her delightfully magical soup that is brimming with colossal creativity. A flame burns here that is meant for you, but hasn't been put to use yet. What will you create with this boundless potential? Stay open to receive inspiration and insight. You may be shown new information about your divine purpose or soul path, or you may even feel compelled to put something completely new into the world. If it feels good, it probably is good. And even though this ace can only predict the inception of something new, it also suggests that all of the energy to bring this project, idea, or feeling to a successful completion is available to you. And if you're meditating on the Ace of Wands, I seed my brilliant future with the roots of creativity and inspiration. I seed my brilliant future with the roots of creativity and inspiration. Two of Wands, Light Seer, planning your future, making progress, activation, possibilities, the choice between your comfort zone and new adventures. Shadow Seer, insecurities, the fear of taking the next step, being stuck in your past, feeling worried about your abilities, opportunities for alignment. You need to make a choice to really do that thing you want to do or not. You can dream it and envision it, or you can begin to live it. Planning and imagining can have us feeling like the observers of a dream, and our action is the only way to bring that dream to life. It is time to choose between the wand that cozily rooted in the place you already know, or the one that leans into exciting new possibilities. Take a deep breath, because self-initiated change can be scary. The only way to take strides towards your goal is to make your move. Learn that thing. Call that contact. Make that decision. Non-action won't get you there and will likely have you feeling the angst of daydreaming the dream instead of walking the talk. Use the fire energy of the wands to initiate your shift. If you're focused on the Two of Wands, the world is filled with opportunities for adventure, and I welcome them into my life with planned action. So if you're focusing on it, your affirmation is the world is filled with opportunities for adventure, and I welcome them into my life with planned action. Three of Wands, Light Seer, energy manifested, waiting for the results of your effort, the arrival of opportunities, finally understanding your ambitions, continuous improvement, and moving in the right direction, progress. Shadow Seer, not dreaming big enough, fear coming up to block your movement, delays. You've been doing the work, Light Seer, planning, seeing, learning. Watch for the signs that your dream is on the way, because they are everywhere. Take pride in the progress you've made, for your past efforts have created the momentum that you needed to get the ball rolling. Today you are moving through energy you created in the past, and being here, ready and waiting, is a milestone that you should recognize as a success. While there is still work to be done, know that you are headed in the right direction and that you will see your big waves coming in soon. When they arrive, you may not know exactly how to ride them, but you will be ready to learn. Look for that new relationship, the new client, or that lucky break on the horizon, for the arrival is imminent. If you're focused on the three, your affirmation, or the Three of Wands, your affirmation is I am expectant and optimistic, and I know that my dream is on the way. So I am expectant and optimistic, and I know that my dream is on the way. Four of Wands, Light Seer, celebration, prosperity, an important event or milestone, gathering of souls, kindreds, stability in home and relationships, sometimes signifies marriage. Forgetting the importance of the simple things, getting caught up in the drama. Oh, this is Shadow Seer, sorry. Forgetting the importance of the simple things, getting caught up in drama, lack of harmony, feeling disconnected. Bring the noise. It's time to kick back in joyful elation. You've been building foundations, and after a period of massive shifting, it's time to enjoy some well-deserved communal bliss. If you've been through a cycle of rapid expansion and awakening, this card marks the transition into a more harmonic and stable state. You've reached new levels of consciousness, and it's the perfect time to enjoy a milestone event and celebrate with the people who love you. Love them right back as they are, and sometimes this card signifies a marriage or another significant occasion. While connecting with friends and family, make sure you relax, release, and allow your body to integrate all the lessons you've been working through. Happiness and harmony are yours to be had. Enjoy these warm vibes of celebration and success. Also, when was the last time you danced? If you're focused on the Four of Wands, I am devoted to my connectedness, and I celebrate the wonder of loving bliss with my community. I am devoted to my connectedness, and I celebrate the wonder of loving bliss with my community. Five of Wands. Light Seer. Competition, conflict, ambition, challenge, being pushed by others to excel, brainstorming, mental jousting, adrenaline and aggression, surpassing limits, dynamic energy, leveling up. Shadow Seer, an opportunity to collaborate in group fighting or arguments, being overly competitive, not following the rules, a tendency to avoid conflict to your detriment. A little rivalry can be a good thing. It can push us to become the very best version of ourselves and to move quicker than we would if we were alone. Allow opposition and challenge to help you to evolve your methods and to push beyond self-imposed limitations. If competition becomes unhealthy and you're experiencing the shadow side of conflict or ambition, it is time to take a step back and retreat from energies that are hindering your progress. Sometimes the need to be right or personal feelings around being questioned or challenged can interfere with the ability to see your path clearly, so you may need to fly solo for a bit in order to reevaluate your options. While clashing egos can slow everything down, they can also propel success. Choose to excel. Look for healthy competition or collaboration that inspires and motivates you. Learn from others and use competing energies as a way to enrich your experience. If you're studying the Five of Wands, your affirmation is I support others and they support me, and we rise together in accelerated harmony. So again, that affirmation is I support others and they support me, and we rise together in accelerated harmony. Six of Wands. Light Seer, badass success, leadership, accomplishment, being seen, becoming an influencer, victory, optimism, inspiring others. Shadow Seer, not seeing eye to eye, pessimism, resentment, and self-doubt, a desire for acknowledgement, feelings of failure, comparisonitis, falling from grace. Relish the sweetness of this victory. Something that you've been working toward is finally coming to a successful fruition, and it's time to celebrate your wins. Beautiful Seer, gift yourself permission to bask in the warm glow of accomplishment and allow the supportive community around you to witness and appreciate the progress you've made. Taking time to see your own radiance is as important as making the next move on your journey. Accepting success will seed more of it. Others will turn to you for wisdom now, so step up and share your brilliance. In shadow, this card points to shying away from public attention and hiding your light from the world. It may also indicate someone who craves eternal validation instead of turning to their own inner compass to define success. Remember that no one else in the world has your magic, and that the most important person to impress wholeheartedly is yourself. If you're studying the Six of Wands, the affirmation is I am worthy of this success, and I am grateful that I am seen. So I am worthy of this success, and I am grateful that I am seen. Seven of Wands. Let's see what we've got here for the Seven of Wands. Light Seer, challenge, grounding, and protecting yourself. Movement and growth, creative innovation, remaining ahead, feeling vulnerable, a sign to continue to share your ideas, self-expression. Shadow Seer, defending yourself, being attacked, being misunderstood, a need to erect energetic boundaries, a lack of preparation, giving up. Haters, they'll emerge only after you've made it to your perch, whipping their wands about and asking you to defend your accomplishments. Sometimes competition emerges as a result of shining brightly in the world. If you are feeling attacked after sharing your magic, it is important to remember that others likely want what you have. So stand up bravely and continue to do your beautiful thing. Mindfully call feelings of love and well-being into your body and create a protective bubble of energy around you. Remain synchronized and aligned with your bright vision and reject any low vibe negative states that others may be pushing. You don't have to accept their opinion as truth, especially when they are vying for your position. Check to make sure you are acting in a way that is aligned with your highest values, and when you know you are, don't let anyone stop you from achieving your dreams. If you're studying the Seven of Wands, I am deserving of this success and I will bravely shine my light into the world. So the affirmation is, I am deserving of this success and I will bravely shine my light into the world. Eight of Wands, Light Seer. Speed, velocity, travel, making split-second decisions, and upcoming positive resolution. Haste, good news. Shadow Seer, instability, delays, unfocused energy, and lack of direction. Burnout, a tendency to hesitate. Action. You know these moments in life that feel like a sprint? This type of speedy energy is at play. It's inspirational, it's fiery, it's positive, and it's now. If you have a gut feeling that needs to be acted upon, listen to it. With all of this movement, avoid being swept along by an unpredictable tide by having clarity about your desires and direction. Harness this beautiful window of swift opportunity. In shadow, the Eight of Wands suggests there is some sticky energy influencing your situation. You want to move, but if your foot's not stuck in the mud, then you've locked your keys in the car. Am I right? If you're fluctuating between having a tendency to hesitate and running so fast that you're burning out, it's time to bring some balanced momentum into your propulsion. Consistent movement that feels right in your heart is the best place to start. If you are studying the Eight of Wands, the affirmation is it's time to go. I fall into the flow of this quickening energy and I swiftly face my desires head on. It is time to go. I follow into the flow of this quickening energy and I swiftly face my desires head on. Nine of Wands, the Wounded Warrior. All right, what is this deck? How does this deck refer to the Nine of Wands? Light Seer, determination, resilience, defiance, a last defense, the final push, excitement for what's to come, finding motivation in the face of difficulties. Shadow Seer, the need to open up and trust people, holding on to old stories, the need to let go of old battles, the need to follow through and finish what you started, trapped by your own boundaries, giving up. Don't give up now. You're almost there. As you round the corner toward success, something may surface that threatens your feelings of security and achievement. It's important to remember how far you've come. Don't see this minor deceleration as a symbol of failure. Step into your resilient last stand. One final push to complete this task, and tomorrow, stunning light, you can rest. In shadow, this card suggests you are making things harder than necessary or being overly defensive. You may even be inadvertently choosing more difficult path because you believe on some level that healing and ascension should be difficult. Sometimes we become so enamored with our stories of rising up that our own shadows become romantic notions that we seek to defend. Let go of any ideas you have about navigating specific lessons on the path. Your time to relax into security and success is on the horizon. If you're studying the Nine of Wands, I push beyond my own perceived limitations and remain open and trusting as I do. So the affirmation is I push beyond my own perceived limitations and I remain open and trusting as I do. Ten of Wands. The Light Seer. Taking on too much, an opportunity to free yourself from heavy burdens, obligations, finding yourself close to a successful outcome, the need to prioritize, a message to keep going. Shadow Seer. Divided attentions, clinging to responsibilities, difficulty asking for help, the oppression of martyrdom, letting go of someone else's expectation of you, a need to stand up for yourself. All those responsibilities. Do you really need to carry all those wands all by yourself, all at the same time? Couldn't you drop a few of them by prioritizing? Or maybe things would go a whole lot faster if you enlisted some help? All you have to do is ask. Drop the non-essentials and any heaviness that is weighing you down because you are so close, yet so burdened. Think levity and ease. Streamlining will expedite your goals and bring relief to any overwhelm or molasses energy that you are feeling. Sometimes this means letting go of a learned behavior or a limiting belief, and sometimes it means deleting a task on your calendar. Whether your burdens are material, spiritual, literal, or energetic, it's clear that you've got some extra baggage right now. Release that ish and enjoy your last steps to the finish line. I release my burdens into the ethers, knowing that the universe will help me to tend to the essentials. So if you're studying this card, the affirmation is I release my burdens into the ethers, knowing that the universe will help me to tend to the essentials. Page of Wands. People is probably the most difficult thing to learn in the tarot deck, because they are characteristics, attributes, personality, types, and people. So sometimes it can be difficult to identify if it's a person or a characteristic, or if it's yourself in a situation. That's the difficulty with people in these decks. Light Seer, explosive creativity and infectious enthusiasm, ideas aplenty, creative beginnings, a newly found inspiration, honing a new skill or passion, curiosity and trying new things, gifting yourself permission to dream, great energy for creative ideation, and brainstorming, a youthful spark. Shadow Seer, limiting beliefs, creator angst, a need to direct your energy, feeling eager to start something new, but confronted by obstacles, hot-headedness, being rebellious. This page is a free spirit who carries infectious enthusiasm with her. Delight her in her youthful, raw, and exuberant creative energy, and pay attention to the new ideas that are bubbling to the surface at the time. You'll find flashes of inspiration here, inspiration that comes bundled with massive potential. If you're feeling the creator angst of not having any solid plans to bring these insights to life, let go of your need to formalize your plans right now. Giving your ideas the space they need to develop before sharing them prematurely will allow their wings to fully form. Their potency is limitless. Let them breathe. Spend any extra time in the pursuit of the imagination, and if you're feeling any lack of ambition or drive, or feeling devoid of the inspiration that this card illuminates, know that you will find this fire when you allow yourself to dream. As the dreamer of my dream, I spontaneously and passionately ignite this flame. So if you're studying the Page of Wands, your affirmation, as the dreamer of my dream, I spontaneously and passionately ignite this flame. Knight of Wands. Light Seer, charisma, passion, spontaneity, pursuing your dreams, vast energy, enthusiasm, courage, taking inspired action, the pursuit of adventure. Shadow Seer, unfocused energy, self-sabotage with fiery emotions, recklessness, the need for more self-awareness, being cocky. What have you been dreaming about? The Knight of Wands gallops in and out of your reading with messages of adventure, of impulsivity, and of bravely pursuing the things that inspire you the most. That passion project you've been tinkering with, that drum circle you've always wanted to join, allow spontaneity into your choices and gift yourself the freedom to shift your reality to match your desires. It's okay to crave new things and to run with the wind when you are feeling charged up about an idea. Go with it. Allow this high-spirited energy to rush in and incite a wildfire of positive momentum. In Shadow, this card counsels against reckless impulsivity and heated outbursts. You don't want all that pent-up creative energy to spontaneously combust. Fan the flames and leave some energy for the long haul. Make your passion work for you while whooshing yourself towards success. And if you're studying the Knight of Wands, your affirmation is, in the pursuit of the imagined, I manifest this fire with the infectious feelings of inspiration. So the affirmation is, in the pursuit of the imagined, I manifest this fire with the infectious feelings of inspiration. I love the personality of this deck. This Queen of Wands is pretty amazing. She's quite excited about what she has in her hand there. And I would almost say that all the little candles around her are all different ideas ready to go into, be thrown into creative passion, I guess. Okay, Queen of Wands, Light Seer. Creativity, passion, determination, confidence, joy, bold expression, helping others as you build your queendom power. Shadow Seer, jealousy, being afraid to take a risk, not being totally honest with yourself. An optimal time to build your self-confidence and to let go of what other people think. Waning passions. You are capable and fierce. It's time to root into your purpose and boldly step into the limelight of your life. The Queen of Wands radiates creativity and passion wherever she goes, and when she enters a room, her exuberant charisma and confidence are palpable. Don't be afraid to be the center of attention, and for Goddess' sake, stop acting small in order to make those around you more comfortable. Make sure fiery bursts of productivity are accompanied by laughter and gratitude, connection, appreciation, and love. It is okay to hold shadow in all of this light. Don't push it down so deeply that you can't find it again. Accept the parts of you that don't openly share, the past failures that have held you back. They don't define you. So transmute that shadow, sit with it briefly, and then light it on fire because you don't need it anymore. If you're studying the Queen of Wands, your affirmation is, I fill my world with an intense light that connects and incites passion. So the affirmation is, I fill my world with an intense light that connects and incites passion. The King of Wands. He looks like a brave and courageous guy, right? There's a lion behind him and he's going nowhere. He's standing his ground. All right. Light Seer, an entrepreneurial spirit, a natural born leader, ideas that can be ultra successful, a creative visionary, timelessness, success, and fire. And I just want to kind of note that Leo is a fire sign. There is a lion here in this picture representing Leo. There is a lion in the Rider-Waite deck as well on the chair of the King of Wands. So I just kind of want to show the translation from the Rider-Waite to the Light Seer's Tarot and how this artist incorporated that particular symbolism for this card. So on the Shadow Seer side, being overly ambitious, a need for compassion, egomania, being too assertive, explosive emotions, impatience. This fiery guy, he is charismatic and natural-born leader whose vitality emanates through his laughter and his obsession with life well lived. As you dance into this energy, you may feel a surge of entrepreneurial passion that pushes you to the edges of your epic success. The card of moguls, masterpieces, and soul inspiration. The King of Wands calls you to unleash that offbeat weirdo that you've got inside and be absolutely unapologetic in your pursuit of the stellar. Ground your vision through the wildly novel expression of big ideas, and if you find yourself getting tripped up by the minutiae of the everyday, recruit help and map out the bigger picture. Holler passionately. Invite others to see what you see. The shadow side of this energy is that you may not perceive your own blind spots because of an overzealous ambition. Keep arrogance and unrealistic expectations at bay and work out the kinks before charging ahead with your intensely vibrant heart. If you're studying the King of Wands, the affirmation is passionate and heart-fueled. We build this empire of light together. So the affirmation is passionate and heart-fueled. We build this empire of light together. And we move on to cups now. And we should have the Ace of Cups. Yay, Ace of Cups, Ace of Cups. All right. Light Seer. See, I know this card to be new love. So for the Light Seer Tarot, the Light Seer or the upright definition, new connections, new romantic relationships, friendships, seeds of love and hope, newfound emotions, awakening the heart, joy, positive outcomes, oneness, bliss, creativity. Shadow Seer, a time to nurture more self-love, making sure you aren't repressing your emotions, opening up to the possibility of love. An extremely positive message of vibrant beginnings. The Ace of Cups marks the genesis of relationships, emotional connections, and deep feelings of love and friendship. Your emotions are powerful magic. Cultivate your ability to call on expansive, optimistic, and profoundly radiant feelings and consciously send your heart waves out into the world. They will become powerful beacons for awakening new adventures, romance, and the effusive joy that you are calling into your life. Your capacity for love is expanding, so check in and make sure you aren't repressing your ability to connect with others as a result of being overly protective. Mindfully extend the love you feel to your own heart as well. Forgive yourself for past mistakes and find a fountain head for healing. With copious amounts of self-acceptance, get ready to expand. Exciting affinities are emerging, and it's time to open up and you give yourself permission to deepen your kinship with the life around you. If you're studying the Ace of Cups, the affirmation is my heart is open and filled with love. So the affirmation is my heart is open and filled with love. Two of Cups. Love. New union. Light Seer. Romantic partners, soulmates, friendships, connected hearts, passion, kindred spirits, joyful connection and cooperation, union, sometimes marriage, duality, love, consciousness. Shadow Seer, emotional blocks, not being open to receive love, disharmony, unions disrupted, separation, healing past trauma. When you share your joy with those around you, you will attract deep and meaningful ties with others. This card whispers of romance and love, bliss and attraction, and the unity of the like-hearted. Sometimes it signifies the beginning of a new friendship or business partnership, while at other times it marks a profound romantic union. This perfect pairing of matched souls has the potential to develop into magical and intoxicating entanglements of twin flames, or the merging of paths that will be forever united or changed as a result. If you are single, look for the arrival of profoundly passionate and devoted lover. Are you putting enough energy into your relationships? How you see yourself as one half of a committed pair will deepen and shift as the effervescent magic of the Two of Cups bubbles into your life. This sacred reflection will intermingle spirit, emotion, love, harmony, and balance. And if you're studying the Two of Cups, the affirmation, I thrive in partnerships and my heart leaps with joy when I connect. So I thrive in partnerships and my heart leaps with joy when I connect. Three of Cups, celebration. All right, what does the Light Seer say? Friendships, abundance, cooperation, community, closeness with siblings, joy, communication, celebration, soul contracts. Shadow Seer, a need to see the value you bring to a relationship, disputes or miscommunication, feeling left out, sometimes a love triangle, a need to make amends. The packs you run with and the kindred connections you forge are not always defined by blood, yet they are your living and breathing support system. Deep friendships are the family we choose, and these sacred connections are to be cherished and nurtured. In the best and worst of times, your companions serve as mirrors, allowing you to see who you really are through their eyes. Who do you need to reach out to for support? Call in your besties and enjoy the warm laughter that comes from a powerful soul group. Your mutually loving and beneficial bond carries vibrational attractions that are often ancient, and any setbacks arising from miscommunication or disharmony with others may be old wounds or patterns that are resurfacing to be healed. If an important connection has gone awry, it may be time to make amends. If you need to commit more energy to cultivating friendships, trust your heart to lead you. If you're studying the Three of Cups, the affirmation is I connect to this sacred siblinghood and into this expansive experience of witnessing through time. So the affirmation, I connect into the sacred siblinghood and into this expansive experience of witnessing through time. Four of Cups. Boredom, uninspired. That's how I interpret it. Let's see what the Light Seer says. Light Seer. Missing opportunities for abundance, a time to meditate, frustration and boredom, being a brat, not appreciating what you have, apathy, introspection, stability leading to boredom. Shadow Seer, focusing on the negative, pessimism, a time to practice gratitude, a gentle nudge to stop complaining. If you're finding yourself bored, unsatisfied, or frustrated with your current situation, know that you are likely missing the vibrant landscapes that are present just beyond your peripheral vision. Often we become so focused on our own internal perspectives that our feelings about a situation can prevent us from noticing the arrival of extraordinary opportunities and remarkable things. If you remain open to shifting ever so slightly in order to see your situation in a fantastic new light, you will learn that the present moment is filled with the most dynamic magic. Instead of focusing on what you don't have right, focus on what you do. Even better, spend energy focusing your thoughts on the experiences that you will create in the future. Taking time to meditate and slow your mind will show you that life is better than it seems. It is up to you to shift into into the abundance available to you right now. I see the fullness and richness of my life. So if you're studying this particular card, Four of Cups, the affirmation is, I see the fullness and richness of my life. And I really feel that a lot of these affirmations are worded that you can internalize them based on each mood that you're in, right? I see the fullness and richness of my life tells me in this moment right now to be grateful. To be grateful. That's it. But in any case, let's move on to the Five of Cups. The Light Seer. Grieving, disillusion, disappointment, betrayal, bitterness, wallowing, self-pity can signify a broken heart. Shadow Seer. Not letting go of past trauma, crying over spilt milk, rooting deeply into the shadow work without healing and letting go, old stories that become part of you, callousness, becoming jaded. The illusion is lifting and you may suddenly find yourself in the middle of a reality that is painfully disappointing. If your dark night was a result of someone else's deception, you will need to find the seeds of forgiveness in order to avoid a calloused heart. Release yourself from any guilt around the situation. When we realize that the future we were working toward is no longer an option, it's easy to focus on the loss and allow our energy to stagnate and spiral into self-pity. Don't allow your life force to drain away with the things you once loved. Allow your tender heart to navigate toward the curative magic of finding faith in your future. If you're having a hard time letting go, unhook your heart from your fragmented dreams and give yourself permission to envision a brighter future. Dismantle your grief, reclaim your happiness, and consciously step back onto a path filled with hope. And if you're studying the Five of Cups, your affirmation is, my tender heart helps me navigate toward my bright future. So my tender heart helps me navigate toward my bright future. Six of Cups, nostalgia. Remember when? Remember that time? All right, Light Seer, nostalgia. Reconnecting with people from the past, harmony, themes of your life, inner child, and future self. Shadow, there's the inner child, there's the future self. Shadow Seer, being stuck in the past, lamenting decisions and actions, a need to forgive others, a reminder to forgive yourself, letting people in, and a need to deal with regret. You may be experiencing nostalgia or feeling triggered by old memories. It's time to forgive yourself by releasing any residual guilt that you still carry from past relationships, trauma, or previous actions. Accept your humanness and stop lamenting the decisions that you've made up until now. Memories are a profound tool for processing lessons and healing. Who you were can highlight how far you've come, and that growth can shine beauty on where you are headed next. Time is a beautiful thing. Contemplate the needs of your inner child or listen to advice from your future self. Sometimes this card is a literal message that someone from your past is going to re-enter your life, or that it's the perfect moment to reconnect with old kindreds and to reminisce. When we connect with all the moments on our timeline, we truly find our wholeness. And if you're studying the Six of Cups, which is kind of a nice one to study, if you ask me. I am at peace with my past. It has brought me to where I am meant to be. So the affirmation for the Six of Cups, I am at peace with my past. It has brought me to where I am meant to be. Seven of Cups. Ooh, lots of wishes. What to choose? Light Seer, fantasies, choices, wishful thinking, the allure of temptation on the path, needing to move forward without knowing the full picture, options. Shadow Seer, feeling blocked by indecision, fear of making the wrong choice, overwhelm. When you daydream your way into the future, the options that you have in front of you can feel both under and overwhelming. The path from A to Z is often nebulous, and life can present itself like a game of chutes and ladders that brings you down only to lift you up. Your desire to choose the one correct and perfect path can further complicate and muddle your decision, because there is no way to know everything that will spill forth from the cup you choose. Use your intuition to decide, remembering that the temptation of shiny things can be illusory, while challenging paths will often hold unexpected opportunity. Ask your discerning heart what options honestly stand in front of you today, and even if things are not exactly as they seem, choosing that which you truly desire will offer the most useful stepping stones right now. And if you are studying the Seven of Cups, my wildest imagination is a tool that I can use to inform my future in a down-to-earth way. So the affirmation is, my wildest imagination is a tool that I can use to inform my future in a down-to-earth way. Eight of Cups. Letting go. Okay, Light Seer, letting go, releasing that which no longer serves you, a ritual releasing, a time to move stuck energy, walking away, leaving your old reality to pursue a new one, abandonment, disappointment. Shadow Seer, walking away and then regretting your choice, feeling stuck in your current reality, fears that block your momentum, escapism, avoidance. She has released her last cup into the sea, and her burning ceremony is over. It is time to walk away from something in your life. Choosing your sacred dream, especially when you're feeling disappointed, is one of the biggest acts of self-love that you can enact. When you take that very first step, you begin to choose yourself. There's nothing more healing or more powerful. Find your resolve and untether any anchors that are holding you back. Though you're disillusioned, heart may require some TLC. You can realign your path by shedding outgrown expectations, hopes, people, ideas, beliefs, guilt, or ways of being. If you find yourself exhausted or confused or jumping from thing to thing, know that you are entering a mystical period of intense shifting, and that releasing old stories will help you to travel lightly. Go in the direction of epic dreams, happiness, and greater meaning. And if you are studying the Eight of Cups, the affirmation is, I walk away from negativity and I choose myself in a rebellious act of self-love. So the affirmation, I walk away from negativity and I choose myself in a rebellious act of self-love. Nine of Cups. All your cups are full. All right. Nine of Cups, Light Seer. The universe is gifting you your desire, choosing joy, manifested dreams, gratitude, abundance. Shadow Seer. Delayed gratification, unfulfilled desires, unmanifested dreams, greed blocking your path, not appreciating the simple things in life, smugness. This is a card of abundance and happiness, and is often fittingly called the wish card. What have you been wishing for? Allow yourself to experience how fulfilling this journey can be, and fill your life with all the laughter and bliss needed to spur you into the next phase of your happiness. Take stock of all the feels that are surfacing, and remember to practice gratitude for the manifestations of your dreams. The appearance of this card in your spread is an auspicious message of prosperity, harmony, and getting what you desire. What you have been working toward is coming to you, so enjoy life's pleasures and sink into the awe and wonder of your joyous heart. So if you're studying the Nine of Cups, your affirmation is, I open my grateful heart to the gifts that are coming my way. Oh, I open my grateful heart to the gifts that are coming my way. 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups, Light Seer. Community, love, soulmates, harmony in relationships and family, divine connections, heart opening and expansion, wholeness. Shadow Seer, disharmony or disputes, miscommunication, struggling relationships, unrealistic expectations, not feeling worthy of love, a delay. This card has the powerful energy of connected hearts, giant love, and devoted acceptance. Often seen as the one big happy family card, it's a giant yes for relationships and love, and it predicts your fairy tale ending. And hey, you get to decide what this soulmate's and unicorn's ending looks like. Allow your heart's expansive energy to pour into all of your connections, including those with your community. In shadow, this card suggests that you need to look at how you feel about yourself within relationships. If you're looking for a white picket fence in order to find happiness, remember that your joy will come only from the inside out. By waiting for other people or better things to create your happiness for you, you undermine your own power to create feelings of love. Bring gratitude and generosity to your life every day. Focus on others and gift them your energy through time, kindness, and service. I live in a state of oneness by bringing harmony and love to my relationships. So if you're studying the Ten of Cups, your affirmation, I live in a state of oneness by bringing harmony and love to my relationships. Page of Cups, Light Seer. A dreamer, serendipity, creativity, new unexpected trajectories, magic and synchronicity, an open and joyful heart, sensitivity and naivety in romance, being motivated by innovative ideas. Shadow Seer, missing the signs, being overly sensitive, displaying childish emotions, blocked creativity. There is serendipity and magic here, like the first breath of love or the very first kiss. Anything is possible at this time. Be open to wildly wonderful miracles. This is the When Pigs Fly card. And holding it in your hands is a sign that unforeseen yet fortuitous events are coming your way. Bring childlike enthusiasm to the unknown and welcome any unexpected twists in your journey. Be open to inspiration from the strangest of places and pay attention to the intuitive musings that arrive. They will give your creativity wings. As you enjoy this time of strangely unique thinking, ensure that you are not being overly sensitive or blocking your own flow because you are trying to control the process. Allow your emotions to follow the breadcrumbs of joy. Play a little more. Do something silly. Stay curious about any feelings of wonder and awe, and allow your sensitive dreamer to dream. And if you're studying the Page of Cups, just as a side note, all pages to me mean messages. Because cups is love, I would say messages of love, right? So it also can mean children who have the attributes that were just explained, or just kind of a moment where you're kind of feeling those kind of innocent feelings of compassion and love and whatnot. In any case, if you're studying the Page of Cups, your affirmation is, the world is my flourishing oyster, and I'm excited to see what happens next. So the world is my flourishing oyster, and I'm excited to see what happens next. And we move on to the Knight of Cups, Prince Charming himself. All right. Light Seer, a classic romantic, a passionate soul, artistic tendencies, creativity, wearing your heart on your sleeve, seeking connection, being in love with the idea of love, chivalry. Shadow Seer, missing the signs, protecting your heart, not being open to love, a player, a jealous partner, moodiness, sulking, negative emotions, blocking your progress, disappointment. This classic romantic invites you to step into a world of roses, bubble baths, and champagne, and is fully devoted to you for today and maybe for every day. This card heralds romance and embodies the graceful movement of a slow dance. Enjoy this flirtation and be present to connect. This knight is intuitive and totally in touch with his emotions. As such, he knows what he wants, and he has no problem wearing his heart on his sleeve. This card often signifies someone who is in love with the idea of love itself, and sometimes this comes bundled with unrealistic expectations. Are you ready to be swept off your feet and allow deep honesty and vulnerability to flow freely in your life? Do you believe in this type of true love? Get ready to take inspiration and run with it, to make art, music, and love, and a veritable masterpiece of life. So if you're studying the Knight of Cups, I am in touch with my emotions is your affirmation. I am in touch with my emotions. Queen of Cups. Let's take a look here. Queen of Cups, light seer, extremely intuitive, a highly attuned emotional intelligence, love and compassion, sensitivity, strength, empathy, leading with your heart, healing. Shadow seer, controlling or suppressing emotions, feeling insecure, a need to listen more, irrationality, emotional blackmail, being melodramatic, an opportunity to be responsible for your own emotions. The Queen of Cups is one of the most intuitive characters of the tarot. Floating in her dreamlike state of spiritual connection, she asks you how well your emotions have been serving you lately and reminds you that you have the ability to connect on a much deeper level. Feel and accept your emotional intuition. Listen closely as a way to understand what is truly going on and ensure that other people feel heard when you communicate with them. Devote time to their emotional cues and see the divine beauty in all of life's experiences. It takes both sun and shadow to make the ocean floor sparkle. In shadow, this card can indicate you are out of touch with your emotions or that you're suppressing your feelings while refusing to see the obvious. If you feel any insecurities around openly connecting with others, grow into a better partner by vulnerably sharing your own tender heart. And if you're studying the Queen of Cups, my intuitive heart openly expresses deep love. So the affirmation is my intuitive heart openly expresses deep love. King of Cups. So we're moving on to the King of Cups here. And I just wanted to make a notation when we're learning about people in the different suits. Pages are children, knights are young people, like 25. But like, older young people. And then the kings are older men, right? So queens, same thing, older women. And really not even gender specific. It's more of feminine or masculine rather than being gender specific. Also can be the attributes of the character or personality traits of a person. But the King of Cups, these are typically people, and kings usually mean, like you'll see here, he's got gray hair. So a king has got a few gray hairs. That's all I'm saying. So does a queen. A queen might have a few gray hairs too, but she can queen up like, early 30s before we have our gray hair. Once we start making babies, I think we're like queens. That's just what I think. That's me. Anyways, King of Cups, light seer, love, emotional intelligence, patience, experience, stability and balance, creativity, diplomacy, someone supportive, being nurturing, a wise leader. Shadow seer, a drama king, withdrawn, not in touch with emotions, being triggered, temperamental, an opportunity to work with the subconscious mind and dive into self-care. He softens his gaze and reaches for his singing bowl. When something unexpected comes into the King of Cups awareness, something that may shake another person's composure and send them into a state of stress or anger, he regulates his emotional state with his mature practice, meditative energy. Finding the sweet spot between the empathetic heart and intelligent mind is the key to this successful leadership style. Allow your emotional intelligence to guide you as you seek to marry logic, kindness, and love. If you are in a situation that asks you to navigate tumultuous energies, find your grounded serenity by calmly choosing care and diplomacy over force. In shadow, this king can suggest that you may be feeling withdrawn, moody, or temperamental, or you may be losing touch with how others are feeling at this time. Stay clear of situations that feel emotionally manipulative. Instead, seek to understand others through empathy, tolerance, and compassion, and emotional fulfillment will be yours. And if you are studying, the King of Cups, the affirmation is, my heart holds deep wisdom and love, and I use it to connect and lead. So the affirmation for the King of Cups: my heart holds deep wisdom and love, and I use it to connect and lead. We go on to Swords. We are just moving right along here. It's wonderful. Ace of Swords. That is so cool. Look at like the chambers of her mind, the stairway into her mind. And it looks like a snail, and it has like an infinity kind of thing. This is a geometric shape, so there's lots of geometric references in this. I'm sure that there's some more geometry up in here. Looks like we have some infinity signs in there. That sort of looks like probably something planetary. And we've got equations, so math. So new ideas is what I always think of when I think of, because swords is mind. So I think of new ideas when I see swords. Ace of Swords, Light Seer, new ideas. Everybody sees that. That's the first thing you see with an Ace of Swords. But isn't that amazing? Like, I have ideas in my head. There's ideas in my head. I just like it. I don't know. It's cool. New ideas, clarity, an aha moment, truth revealed, awareness, and heightened states of consciousness, memory or thought, communication, victory, success, and triumph, a stroke of genius. I've also heard this card described as cutting to the core of an issue. But that's more what I've seen it that way for Ace of Swords. But I've also seen that as like, that's how the Queen of Swords like thinks. But anyways, moving forward. Massive clarity is on the way. A new door is opening up for you, often unveiling a life-changing idea or significant spiritual breakthrough. Expect aha moments of lucidity to pierce your awareness and to reveal a totally fresh vision for the future. As this essence spirals into comprehension, use this time to see things as they really are and to tune in to new beginnings. The quiet insight of the unconscious mind is being made available for you, so you may experience a rapid expansion as your conscious mind integrates this newfound information. Know that nothing can compete with the fierce rays of wisdom and truth, so if you're finding yourself with clouded judgment or with stalled thinking, it's time to seek the brightly lit energy of honesty. Gather your discernment, your intellect, your logic, and your insight, and clearly communicate the truth that is bubbling up to be witnessed. I experience brilliant moments of clarity. Clarity of thought. I really feel like that's thoughts in mind. That's all swords. All right, Two of Swords. Two of Swords. Oh, shoot. I'm sorry. I meant to... Your affirmation, if you're studying this card, I experience brilliant moments of clarity. So the affirmation for the Ace of Swords, I experience brilliant moments of clarity. All right, now we'll go on to the Two of Swords. Two of Swords. Light Seer, stalemate, a crossroads. Make a difficult choice, opposing ideas or options, choosing the best route of action, memory, and thought. Shadow Seer, a difficult choice, confusion, the angst of the unknown, between a rock and a hard place, fear of commitment. You know that feeling of not knowing? It's time to make a choice, and it may seem like you are between a rock and a hard place. If you can't decide which way to go, it's because you can't see the bigger picture yet. The Two of Swords is whispering that you must move in one direction. Close your eyes and listen to your internal guidance system for your map. If your intuition has fallen unusually silent, it's asking you to trust yourself and your ability to discern and decide. Even in blindness, you already know the best way forward. When you act, the future will reveal itself and will help to move you toward your dream. Have faith that the universe is serving you the right experience. At the crossroads of duality, your analysis and overthinking will just get you buried in the quicksand of a million possible endings. So find peace of mind by trusting your judgment. And if you're studying the Two of Swords, when blinded by the unknown, I can trust myself to move toward the light. All right. Three of Swords. All right, Three of Swords. Grief. All right, Three of Swords, Light Seer. Painful separation, loss, heartbreak, an opportunity to heal, shadows coming to light, finding inspiration again. Shadow Seer, not accepting loss, a need to heal, being stuck in your grief or sadness, not seeing the part you played in a loss or heartbreak. Heartbroken, she falls to her knees and screams to the universe for a second chance. Separation can come in many forms, from the loss of a relationship or identity to the disintegration of belief, purpose, or goals. Separation from what we thought we had can mark painful moments in our lives. If you find yourself amidst wavering realities and losing something that feels near and dear to your heart, know that this too shall pass. This severing, although painful, is a necessary part of the process. Despite all proof to the contrary, your brightly lit future will arrive because of this experience. Tie yourself to your light and prepare to spend time nurturing your tender spirit. These shadowy times are always opportunities to become stronger and more resilient. So give yourself time to heal and know that you will love, thrive, and find inspiration again soon. So your affirmation is, my heart remains tender and open. So for the Three of Swords, if you're studying that, the affirmation is, my heart remains tender and open. And I'm like, if it's just been stabbed with 3 swords, it probably is a bit tender and freaking open. Bleeding. Ow. All right. 4 of Swords. If you can't tell, I do these late at night. I'm yawning half the time, and now I'm getting the giggles, so. We're almost to the end here. All right, 4 of Swords, Light Seer. A time of deep rest, transmutation of shadow, healing from burnout, taking a brief holiday from your reality, renewal, self-love. Shadow Seer, not recognizing the dangers of burnout, a need to spend time recovering, dedicating your energy to self-care. This deep resting period in your life marks a moment of intentional healing and self-care. More than just integral to your wellness, it is integral to your being at this time, body, mind, and spirit. How you heal is your choice, and you can find quiet regeneration through sleep or other restorative practices like meditation, journaling, energy healing, etc. Consciously decide to slow down and process before sprinting ahead. The hustle can be tumultuous and demanding, and the only person who can really direct your own radical recovery is you. Tend to your wounds, as you may be on the verge of burnout. Your nest will grow around you as you sleep, and the landscape of your life will shift beautifully as you fall into your own rejuvenating energy. In your dream state, you will transmute and transform your experiences and emerge renewed, whole, and ready to rise. But first you must rest. Sweet dreams, sweet chickadee. And then the affirmation is, I give myself permission to slow down and heal. Give myself permission to slow down and heal. All right. 5 of Swords. All right. 5 of Swords, conflict, unfair advantage, experiencing loss, the need to build your skills and your confidence, hollow victories. Shadow Seer, deceitful strategies and feeling guilty about your win, resentment, a desire for peace, the realization that there are no winners. You may have experienced an unexpected loss that has left you a little bit sore. Sometimes life isn't fair. And these inequities can drain our energy for much longer than they need to. Often, it's the fear of failure that does most of the draining. If you're feeling outsmarted or outjousted, remember that one chapter doesn't define you. Wins and losses are both a part of the human experience, and the keys of self-improvement lie dormant inside the difficulties. Boost your consciousness, upgrade your skills, and build on this experience. In Shadow, we learn that winning is in everything, especially when deceit is part of the strategy. The obsessive desire to win can have us stopping at nothing to feel victorious, and in the long run, we risk everything we've built along the way. You may find yourself a few steps backwards after winning if you're not bringing your integrity to the games. The lessons: move away. Excuse me. The affirmation for the Five of Swords, if you're studying the Five of Swords, is the lessons move me ahead always. So the affirmation for the Five of Swords, the lessons move me ahead always. Six of Swords, Light Seer. Transitions help arriving at the perfect time. Rites of passage, healing, moving beyond trauma or shadows of the past, support from others, personal evolution, a spiritual transition or journey. Shadow Seer. Difficulties accepting help, resistance to change, arduous transitions, carrying baggage and weight from your past. You are moving through a period of realignment, and things can feel turbulent during these times of transition. Trust that a better future awaits you on the other side of this change. Maybe you're going through a rite of passage or an intense spiritual transformation. These experiences are profoundly personal, and you may feel alone right now, even when it's difficult to accept assistance from others. Remain open to receiving help from the most unexpected of places. Allow the gentle support of the universe to move you through this ocean of evolution, and lean towards silver linings on the horizon. More sunshine? Yes, please. Sometimes we find ourselves adrift because we think we are ready to move on, but our heart is still anchored to the past. What old chapter needs to be closed? Chase guidance in the form of renewed hope and get ready to explore fresh beginnings on the opposite shore. And the affirmation, if you're studying the Six of Swords, I accept help as I easily cross this transition. So I accept help as I easily cross this transition. And then we go to the Seven of Swords. The Deception card. Okay, Seven of Swords. This is the cheater card in the deck. Anyway, for romance reading anyhow. All right, Light Seer. Deception or betrayal, taking only what is needed. The universe bearing witness to true intentions, getting away with something, being strategic, being grateful for the resources you have, moving silently and quickly. Shadow Seer. Lying to yourself or to others, a need for perspective and honesty. Secrets, something stolen, taking more than your fair share, being held back by imposter syndrome. Traditionally, this card warns us that we must be on the lookout for deception, thievery, and betrayal. While we can sometimes find ourselves the victim of someone else's deceit, it's also a nudge to act in alignment with our own highest morality. Be sure you are being honest with yourself about the nature of your reality right now. Sometimes we pretend that everything is okay or that we're doing the best that we can, even when we're not. Sometimes this shows up as recklessness or as avoidance of responsibilities. Take only what's needed and remember that no excuse outweighs your ability to act from a place of love and integrity. You cannot deceive your own heart, and the universe will always bear witness to your truest intentions. For you alone and vulnerable under the light of the full moon, the only thing that matters is the truth. Move forward with the lightness of conscience to guide you. And if you're studying the Seven of Swords, I act from a place of love and morality, and the universe witnesses my honest intentions. So I act from a place of love and morality, and the universe witnesses my honest intentions. So when you're working with the shadow, though, all these cards relate to self. So even though in a romance reading, like I was saying before, that this is the cheater card, like I always read this Rider-Waite as this is the cheater card and this is the confession. In the reverse, it's the confession. But I often, when I'm doing readings for myself, recognize that how am I cheating myself? How do I need to confess to myself? Like, how do I need to tell myself a true story rather than a story that my ego or whatever is making up? But that is, deception is a good one for that one. Anyways, moving on. Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords. Light Seer. Feeling stuck. A time to open your eyes to unveil the truth. Having more options than you thought. An opportunity to let go of an old story. Being a victim. Shadow Seer. Being a victim. Feeling helpless. Using your stories or past experiences as excuses to remain shackled. This is a gentle reminder that you create your reality. Look beyond the veil of illusion that your current limitations are projecting. If you're feeling trapped with no path forward, remember that this too is a perspective that can be lifted. When you choose sovereignty over victimhood, you become the fierce wielder of choice. You can free yourself from your shackles and shift your outcome dramatically by accepting that you are the one person who is responsible for your happiness. Create infinite portals of possibility by becoming the solution. We are never really stuck. Nurture your soul and spend the time you need to transmute any feelings of helplessness. While we can't control every experience that is put on our path, we can definitely work on how we respond to each one. Let go of old stories and be vigilant of any wallowing, low-vibe thoughts that you may be holding on to. Reframe your experiences as lessons and choose to heal. And your affirmation, if you're studying the Eight of Swords, I am free to choose my healing and my light. So I am free to choose my healing and my light. All right, Nine of Swords. They say 78 cards, 78 days. You'll be a tarot reader in no time. All right, Nine of Swords. Light Seer. Nightmares, worries, feelings of depression or anxiety, insomnia, fear, an opportunity to find courage, a time to focus on safety and the things that are going well in your life. Shadow Seer, paranoia, deeply anchored fears, inability to think clearly, inner turmoil, negative self-talk, affecting self-esteem, an opportunity to actively begin the healing journey. What's keeping you up at night, sweet Seer? This card suggests a time in your life when negative thoughts are gaining momentum and when you may find yourself expending too much energy worrying about the future. Perception is everything, so don't allow negative self-talk to trip you up. If a pessimistic mind spirals wildly out of control, it can lead to anxiety, stress, or depression. Even when your thoughts carry no truth, are you imagining the worst instead of activating the best? Flip your perspective and send nurturing, loving thoughts to your situation to overcome any disturbing thoughts. Look to the light in your situation and notice that even the tiniest window of brightness can keep fear at bay. Use your light to expose the illusions and allow worries to dissipate and soften as your bad dreams are illuminated for what they really are. I see my fears as the illusions that they are. Ten of Swords. Now, I think the best reader I've seen out there describe this card as a new beginning. Because you sure as heck ain't going back. But the Ten of Swords for the Light Seer is a much prettier card than the Rider-Waite deck for sure. So let's see what the Ten of Swords says. And the beautiful thing is that as you get new meanings or different pictures, like I'll see this card, but I'll also see this card when I see, when I do the readings. So the Ten of Swords, painful endings, crisis, being stabbed in the back, an opportunity to find deep healing, an opportunity to find hope and resiliency. Shadow Seer, resisting the inevitable, not wanting to let go of negative emotions. Rock bottom, a narrative rooted in lack and helplessness, devastating loss, recovery. This Ten of Swords comes to us in a time of blinding truth when delusion is lifted. Sometimes the truth is painful because it indicates backstabbing or personal loss. This card can mark an abrupt end to our current path and a jarring resolution in the form of a broken relationship, a blocked dream, a fractured partnership, or a discontinued career path. While these endings feel severe in the moment, the most potent seeds of hope are always planted in their place. Remember that our wounds teach us about our greatest strengths and illuminate our innate ability to heal. Your dark night of the soul will be met with a beautiful new dawn that is filled with more light than you've ever experienced. Remain open to love and joy as you process this ending and look to the sunlight that awaits. Watching the sun peek over the horizon is the highest task of a bruised heart. And the affirmation, if you are studying the Ten of Swords, I am healing every day. So the affirmation, if you're studying the Ten of Swords, is I am healing every day. All right, Page of Swords. Look at her. Look at her. Oops, wrong way. All right, Page of Swords, Light Seer. Restless energy, curiosity, a thirst for information. Learning new things, an apprenticeship or student, intellectual pursuits, ideas and reasoning, a messenger. Shadow Seer, arrogance, gossip, nervous energy, being all talk and no action, dishonesty. Curious and intelligent, this page has a thirst for knowledge that seems unquenchable. She is incredibly quick-witted communicator, and she's often compelled to share her many ideas or messages with others. At times, she is so talkative that it becomes too much for others to process, and her intense energy can come across as unsettled or even nervous. She suggests using an air of inventiveness in your current pursuit. Your goal will be met by walking a path of honest discovery, especially where others are concerned. Keep the light bulbs of curiosity turned on and cultivate a beginner's mindset as you strive to learn new things. Avoid falling into gossip or even arrogance with your communication. In shadow, this page can be all talk and no action. Remember that everyone who crosses your path has something specific to teach you, and that mirrors are all around. Remain open to unexpected lessons, share truthfully, and delight in every interaction. And the affirmation for the Page of Swords, if you're studying it, is I learn and I expand my consciousness and open up new opportunities for my life. So the affirmation for the Page of Swords, I learn and I expand my consciousness and open up new opportunities for my life. All right, Knight of Swords. Haste, streamlined decision-making, intelligence, wit, determination, saving the day, the pursuit of excellence, ambition, being assertive, success. Shadow Seer, unfocused and scattered energy, impatience, acting too quickly, the need for a logical solution, feeling held back by frustration, circumstances, stalling, being hard-edged and emotionally unavailable, unpredictability. This knight has one thing on his mind, and it's running towards his success. He is determined and passionate, articulate and intelligent, and he has an intensity that is hard to grasp. With the grace and speed of an athlete, he turns on a dime, and since he has no doubt in his sound logic, he succeeds. Are you bringing your belief in competitive assertiveness to your situation? How determined are you to accomplish this and to charge ahead with your quick thinking and strategic decision making? Strive for excellence every single day in order to bring a little of his magic into your life. As with all powerful energies, you may run the risk of being overly forceful or domineering. Be careful not to hurt others with your impatience to win. If you're feeling scattered, distracted, or blocked, spend time organizing your thoughts and make sure that all your energy is hurtling in the same direction. So if you're studying the Knight of Swords, I move quickly to help others, and as I do, my dream expands. So the affirmation for the Knight of Swords, if you're studying it, I move quickly to help others, and as I do, my dream expands. Queen of Swords, Light Seer, a thought leader, unbiased decision-making, an excellent communicator, wise and logical counsel, integrity and honesty, being perceptive, intelligence, being direct, seeking truth. Seer, sharp and sometimes cold communication. Strive to use your words wisely and to refrain from being mean or emotional indifference. A message to use your head more and your heart less. Aloofness, bitterness. Highly astute, intellectual, and honest, she watches calmly over her kingdom. Graceful and logical, her wisdom is framed in truth and proof. And she avoids the gossip or fluff that others may want to hear. She asks you to be honest in your relationships, direct in your speech, and witty if you want to be. But above all, to bring your clear-headed, unbiased reasoning to the table. Sometimes this communication style can come across as cold or cutting. So if you're having trouble communicating something that is difficult for another person to hear, know that you can always dip your toe into the cup of empathy and compassion to help with your delivery. Sharp analysis and careful consideration are always intelligent moves, as is being able to clearly connect with others in a way that is easily accepted and understood. A clear heart and a clear mind will allow you to speak your truth always. And if you're studying the Queen of Swords, I speak with wisdom and clarity. So the Queen of Swords, the affirmation is, I speak with wisdom and clarity. The King of Swords. Look at that gray hair. And that wise owl, right? He's got a crow there, so that's truth. That's above his head. And there's a bat in the distance, and I don't know what the bat is. And maybe it's just more of seeing the truth. In any case, Light Seer for the King of Swords. Intelligence, logic, rules and law. Clear thinking, a strong communicator and leader. Truth and proof, blending mental and spiritual pursuits, bravery and courage. Shadow Seer, manipulation and conceit, showing off your intelligence can indicate a rigidness in thinking, tendencies to over-control, irrationality, being cold and calculating. Intelligent and diplomatic, this king leads with facts, rationale, scientific principles, and the logical mind. He has an affinity for rules and thought, and he suggests finding impartial clarity before you take your next step. Even though he always seeks data and proof, he also knows that blending experience with inventiveness or blending intelligence with emotional and spiritual energies allows for well-rounded success. Be courageous in the pursuit of your path and find your own methodical, confident authority by knowing the way rather than just feeling the way. In Shadow, this card can suggest using knowledge to take advantage of others with truthful communication. It's time to help others in a way that is honest rather than manipulative. Find wisdom in your experience and seek to become the success engineer of your life. With confident, clear thinking, you will find your success. And the affirmation for the King of Swords, I make intelligent and wise decisions about my future. So the affirmation for the King of Swords, I make intelligent and wise decisions about my future. All right, moving on to Pentacles. I think this will be the longest video I've ever made. Gotta be the longest video I've ever made. Or the first of many. Ace of Pentacles. Light Seer, the beginning of a new venture or task, new ideas, planting seeds for the future, great potential for success, manifesting power, ambitions, prosperity. Shadow Seer, the need to create strong foundations to support your dream, risk of financial loss, missed opportunities, the need to prioritize, being overly greedy, and missing the bigger picture. Freshly rooted beginnings. This ace is a powerhouse of possibility and reveals the materialization of earthly ambitions and all the wonderful things. When you seed your future by planting your very first intentions, things feel so exciting, raw, and possible, don't they? Hold on to those feelings of optimism and success, for the new start that you are welcoming to your life right now has incredible potential to thrive. Your ace initiates a timeline where your future wealth, health, and material abundance are ushered in. By figuring out your soil conditions, your watering schedule, and the needs of this unique seed, you will be able to see it through to fruition. Bring your determination and dedication and see your abundance spring to life in the form of successful outcomes, material and financial wins, and soul-satisfying well-being. With this wonderful message for good things to come, it is time to visualize, attract, prioritize, and act. I plant my goals with intention, direct focus, and faith. So if you're studying the Ace of Pentacles, the affirmation is, I plant my goals with intention, direct focus, and faith. That's some law of attraction stuff right there, for sure, for sure. Plant seed, ask for what you want, set your intention, give it to the universe, and trust that it comes. Two of Pentacles. Light Seer, a need to balance many aspects of self, juggling obligations, equilibrium, seeking harmony. Shadow Seer, being out of balance, disharmony, committing to too many things, a need to prioritize, a time to slow down. With all those roles and responsibilities that you've been juggling, you may be feeling a little imbalanced. Busy much? Maybe your calendar is totally overbooked and you're feeling the stress of being stretched in too many directions. You may be feeling the need to better balance dualities or opposing aspects of your life. Your time alone versus your time with others, or your material life versus your spiritual life. Make sure you aren't investing too many resources in one area at the expense of another, especially when both are equally as important. Even though this card suggests that you're likely able to manage it all, do you desire this much juggling? Put some of your precious energy into creating a balance that you absolutely love, one that will allow you time to work, play, love, and create. This equilibrium will not take from your reserves of energy, but will add to it. And this says, I create an equilibrium in my life that allows me to be my best self. So the mantra or the affirmation for the Two of Pentacles for this Light Seer deck, I create an equilibrium in my life that allows me to be my best self. Three of Pentacles, Light Seer, cooperation, community, teaching and learning, sharing and listening, teamwork. There is no limit to what you can manifest together. Shadow Seer, difficulty working with others, a need to listen, selfishness, pushing your own agenda, not trusting your partner's ability, ego, clash. Working with others gifts us with the opportunity to learn from one another and to blend energies to create something totally new. Look for conscious collaborators as mentors, apprentices, or both. Co-creating together for the good of the whole is powerful magic, and this teamwork and community card calls you forth to add your unique essence to the bigger picture. Remember that your relationships are the base of your well-being. If you are having trouble with others, seek to align goals in order to cultivate peaceful unions. Mutually beneficial relationships place equal importance on each other's persons, novel wisdom, and way of being in the world. Regardless of the relational hierarchy, everyone has something uniquely enchanting to bring to the table. When life paths are entwined, strive to create harmonic states as you weave your way in and out of one another's days. Welcome people into your heart and open doors of possibility that didn't exist before. And if you are studying the Three of Pentacles, the affirmation is, I step into the vibration of conscious collaboration. I step into the vibration of conscious collaboration. Okay. And then we go into the Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles. Saving up. Saving up. All right. Light Seer, stability, saving, success, generosity, accepting your worth, being in flow with the universe, feelings of gratitude, helping others in times of need. Shadow Seer, hoarding, coveting, lack mentality, placing too much value on money, a need to be more charitable. You're building your life coin by coin, and you've reached a moment of stability. Getting here signifies an interval when you can rest. Reevaluate and take stock. Likely you are being reminded to double check those foundations and to save some money for a rainy day. How do you feel about your finances? Continue towards your goal. Continue towards your goal without over-focusing on your possessions, and let go of any jealousy derived from another person's position in life. Negative feelings around abundance will breed energy blockages big enough to hold back even the most magical of trajectories. The tighter you try to hold on to things, the more you block yourself from stepping into the flow of wealth and happiness. If a scarcity mindset is haunting your actions, ask yourself if you are looking down on others based on how much money they have or don't have. Actively save and give in the world and focus on feeling excited and expansive. I live an abundant life and I have more than I need. So the Four of Pentacles, the affirmation is I live an abundant life and I have more than I need. Five of Pentacles. All right. Light Seer, financial or health difficulties, feeling left out or ostracized, worrying about your security, a change to clear energy blockages. Shadow Seer, scarcity mindset, feeling helpless, victimhood, inability to move ahead, fear and isolation, resistance to positivity, feelings of low self-worth that keep you from participating in prosperity, a light at the end of the tunnel. It is time to squarely address any feelings about safety and security that have you worried about your well-being. Are you stressed about your finances or health, or feeling left out from the prosperity that others seem to enjoy? To counteract these corrosive energetic states, you are being asked to reclaim your personal power, find your hunger for fierce positivity, and seek opportunity in your current circumstance. It's hiding in the shadows. If you've been stagnant for a hot minute, ask yourself if you've been laser focused on the things that are lacking in your life. If fear, self-pity, or helplessness try to dictate your reality, flip the script and remember that against all odds, all oppression, all class barriers, all everything, there is always a choice to move beyond your current limitations. Make the absolute best of your luminous life. You are not locked out from that which you desire. See the keys that will help you get there and choose to open the door. And if you're studying the Five of Pentacles, doors that activate magical opportunities are always opening for me. So doors that activate magical opportunities are always opening for me. Okay, Six of Pentacles. Light Seer, two-way abundance, giving and receiving, being charitable, a positive and generous mindset, advancement, awakening inflow, help coming from others. Shadow Seer, one-way flow of abundance, over-giving or over-receiving, hoarding and holding on to what you have, choosing not to help, being uncharitable, selfishness, ulterior motives, inability to accept help. Being open to give to others and to receive from others are states that we must all cultivate. This card asks you to experience these consciously. How does helping others make you feel? It feels good, right? Abundant, heart-centered. Gifting your time, money, or energy to someone else will open up the floodgates of new resources coming your way. Be generous with everything you have learned and remain conscious of the flow of abundance from the universe. Consider these sacred dualities, learning and teaching, receiving and giving, accepting and offering. Open your heart to the sacred balance of energy and fill in any gaps you have around scarcity and abundance. It will imbue your life with compassion and generosity and usher in new states of prosperity. Donating your energetic resources to help others will be life-changing for those in need. Choose a cause that moves your soul and watch your feelings of prosperity shift. I show gratitude for my life through generosity and compassion. So the affirmation for the Six of Pentacles, I show gratitude for my life through generosity and compassion. Seven of Pentacles. Light Seer. Oops. Pause, states of gratitude, reflecting on your journey, waiting to harvest the fruits of your labor, a sign to keep going. Shadow Seer, Giving up too early, impatience, losing faith, not following through, frustration with rewards. You're almost there. You've been doing the work and your wildly successful roots are growing. You may not see the fruits of your labor yet. Know that they exist and that any lack you are feeling is simply residual energy that's being worked through. It's time to fall into faith and to pause and give thanks. Realize that you are the living, breathing result of all your memories, hopes, and hard work. Keep going. This moment gives you a divine interlude to revisit your purpose and direction. Your arrival is possible only after you pinpoint the destination. Has your journey shifted so much that what you originally germinated is not the thing you desire to harvest? What needs to change to satisfy your deepest intentions? If you are feeling any frustration or lack of progress, remember that giant dreams are not built in a day. Take a moment to breathe and reflect as these profound sacred breaths can reinvigorate and realign. And the mantra or the affirmation for the Seven of Pentacles: as I give thanks for what I am about to harvest, I know that my life is headed in the right direction. As I give thanks for what I am about to harvest, I know that my life is headed in the right direction. Eight of Pentacles, Light Seer, mastering a skill, an expert craftsmanship, the Meraki that you put into your work, methodical progress, patience and determination, soul purpose. Shadow Seer, seeking shortcuts to your detriment, burning out or giving up, sporadic output, inexperience. Patience and determination are the best ways to ensure your success. Mastering this skill takes time and perseverance, and shortcuts are not the best path forward as you build your experience. Remain dedicated to the excellence in developing your unique form. Study, practice, improve, and thrive. Put your Meraki, your love, your soul, and your energetic essence into your work and bring it in a consistent, methodical way. Perfect your craft and imbue joy into the repetitive things that you find yourself doing. Find flow in the details, so no matter what it is that you find yourself dedicated to. If you know it's time to move on to something more inspiring, find your plan to do so. Consistent action is called for, and often we feel blocked right before we expand into new levels. It's okay to be imperfect as you learn. As you become the master, find joy in self-improvement to help you get there. With loving determination, I persevere and I become the person I long to be. Okay, and so that's the affirmation for the Eight of Pentacles. With loving determination, I persevere and I become the person I long to be. Nine of Pentacles. This is a boss up card right here. You are living in your abundance now. You've worked hard. Your next card, you get to celebrate and enjoy the fruits of your labor. All right, so Nine of Pentacles, Light Seer, spiritual and material satisfaction, personal achievement, inner peace, milestones met and celebrated, the energy of successful harvest, contentment. Shadow Seer, a need to evaluate your relationship with work, can indicate material success while feeling alone, a workaholic. The realization that money alone will never be enough, financial delays, the pressure to appear more successful than you are. You know those moments when everything feels a little bit brighter. You're reaching one of those moments, a culmination of hard work and desire, when you will be stepping into your manifested hopes. These moments of spiritual and material bliss are highly personal and serve as funnels of glowing success. Look for this feeling as it surges into your heart and use its power to move mountains. Spread love and enjoy your harvest. Go ahead and bask. You deserve it. Spending some time alone will help you to process your progress, then celebrate. In shadow, this card suggests that you may be working too hard and not seeing enough in return. Examine feelings of self-worth and look at your energy balances in and out. The reward must always equal your energy expenditure, and if you sense an imbalance, then it's time to make amends. The harmony and harvest you seek are in front of you now. I enjoy the bliss and abundance that I have sown. Oh, so the affirmation for the Nine of Pentacles, if you're studying it, is I enjoy the bliss and abundance that I have sown. I enjoy the bliss and abundance that I have sown. 10 of Pentacles, Light Seer, spiritual and material abundance, community, generosity, wealth, and prosperity, building a legacy. Seer, chasing luxury and status, financial loss, negative energy around wealth. Oh, baby, this is a big one. All the love, abundance, and joy that you can muster in your heart, it's coming your way, and it's coming fast. It's time to prepare for its inevitable arrival and to commit to your long-term success. This energy is so big, in fact, that you should be prepared to spread some of it around generously. Bring an abundance of positive energy into your life and watch everything shift. Expect the arrival of success, happiness, and an upbeat and loving community as avenues widen and the right connections click into place. Remember that perceptions change. You are one small move away from seeing the bigger picture and from unearthing a legacy of pentacles that is already yours. You deserve this success and love. Taste the pleasures of life and embody a state of consciousness that says, yes, I am worthy of all the success. And the affirmation for the Ten of Pentacles, I am successful and I share my wealth with those that I love. So I am successful, I share my wealth with those I love. Page of Pentacles. This would be the check everybody's getting in the mail from the pandemic. Page of Pentacles, Light Seer, manifesting new opportunities, beginnings, good news, ambitions, skills and training, financial opportunities, new career paths, new connections, exploration stage, a beginner, earth magic, making plans a reality. Shadow Seer, being non-committal, lack of progress, learning from past mistakes, procrastinating, not bringing plans down to earth. She holds her mandala with a curious heart and roots it into the bedrock to begin understanding the manifesting essence that we all hold. Remember when you thought you could be an astronaut? Go ahead and ground that energy before it dissipates. We activate practical magic with our hopes as we pull energy up from the earth to bring it to form. Progress happens one life stage at a time, and you must anchor into the details while simultaneously keeping your head in the clouds to dream. There may be pieces that still need to fall into alignment, but that doesn't mean that they aren't going to arrive. You're in perfect place to figure out how to make your prosperity a reality. Seek confidence and dependability, and remember that you hold this power no matter where you stand today. New perspective and upgrades of consciousness are on the way, so use your plans for the future and expedite its travel. I can be practical and realistic and still run ahead to meet my dreams. So if you are studying the Page of Pentacles, the affirmation is, I can be practical and realistic and still run ahead to meet my dreams. Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles, Light Seer, diligence and hard work, determination, steadfastness, building material security, safety, being pragmatic, expansion. Shadow Seer, focusing solely on wealth, workaholic tendencies, being selfish or cold, laziness, taking harmful shortcuts, stagnation or feeling stuck, being overly conventional. He's toiling and tilling his lands and enjoying every minute of it. More practical than the other knights, he improves things for himself and for those he loves with his steadfastness and consistent momentum. Devoted to solidifying foundations, he assures you that extra care today will multiply your harvest tomorrow. It's time to show fierce loyalty, pride, and trustworthiness, and to tend to your home while uncovering your unwavering ambitions for the future. Sometimes this energy is so stable that it feels repetitive. So if you're feeling resistance or if you kind of prefer to stay in bed, find the joy in your progress. The journey is the thing. Uncover heart-stirring enthusiasm by allowing yourself to believe in something brighter. This is a card of infinite expansion, and with time and faith, your seeds will take. Follow through on your plans and promises and move any stagnant energy that's blocking you from your dreams. And the affirmation for the Knight of Pentacles, seed by seed, I plant my future with my rock-steady foundation of faith. So seed by seed, I plant my future with my rock-steady foundation of faith. Moving on to the Queen of Pentacles. And then you'll have listened to an entire book for your tarot cards, particularly if you have the Light Seers Tarot. Now, sometimes it's easier for me to hear it than it is to read it when I'm learning the cards. Anyways, I hope you like this. Queen of Pentacles, light seer, a healer, a working parent, a self-made person, material wealth and abundance, strength in family and community, a kind and nurturing heart, groundedness, being down to earth, generosity. Shadow seer, financial stress, being self-absorbed, smothering others, helicopter parenting, overindulgence, work-home imbalances, materialism. This self-made queen reminds you to step into abundance by shifting any shadows you're holding on to around wealth and security. You are safe. Pay attention to your finances to level up your money game and give yourself permission to rise into the upper ranks. This is a positive message of creature comforts and happiness, and this earthly medicine ushers in a life well lived in the material world. Connect with nature to find your calm, healing, and rooted power, and harness the abundance that's available to you by bringing groundedness to your situation. Shower others with warm blessings from a charitable heart, as loyalty, family, and community are themes at this time. Your nurturing and down-to-earth approach will gift stability and support to those in your life. Don't overextend your energy and avoid enabling others by over-mothering them. They must learn to walk on their own. Bring your self-worth and guidance and your glorious, powerful love. And the affirmation for the Queen of Pentacles: I enjoy my deeply connected life, and I lead it without pouring of warmth and abundance and love. Wow, let's try that again. I enjoy my deeply connected life, and I lead it with an outpouring of warmth, abundance, and love. So the affirmation for the Queen of Pentacles: I enjoy my deeply connected life, and I lead it with an outpouring of warmth and abundance and love. All right, King of Pentacles. And I'm going to read the post credits too. So you can fast forward through that if you want to. Before you fast forward though, please like, subscribe, and share, comment if you want. I'm just hoping that this kind of helps you learn the decks, you know, at your own pace, and kind of do a comparison between the, you know, the Rider-Waite and how it inspires these other decks. And I just thought that this was a good deck to kind of start with. So again, if you don't stay for the after credits, please like, subscribe, share, give me your comments below, and let me know if there's another book that you're interested in hearing. So the King of Pentacles, light seer, overflowing material abundance, patience, and determination, a confident and warm leader, providing for others comfort and security, personal growth, goals, reached prosperity, and success. Shadow seer, obsessing over riches, seeking status, greed, a need to balance the material with the spiritual. Exuding warmth, the King of Pentacles welcomes you into his study for a heartfelt conversation about life. He's worked his fields, met his soulmate, found wealth, and now he looks out over his dream manifested as he offers you one of the tarot's most potent messages of forthcoming abundance and prosperity. He sounds like the richest man in Babylon. He does, he does. The most important thing to be done is to enjoy it all, sweet seer. Enjoy every lesson, challenge, failure, and success. He reminds you to get clear on where you want to be, to plan and envision. There is manifesting power in the longing, and so much joyful expansion as you bring your greatest potential into existence. Happiness happens when you do better than the last time, and in the pursuit of personal growth, allow yourself the extravagance of desire. The rest is a consequence of faith. Steady habits and the courage to cultivate enormous dreams. Dream your biggest light to life. And if you're studying a king, his affirmation: I dream my endless potential into existence with steady desire and effort. Okay, so the next part of this is, or in the book, is just about the author, Chris Ann. And she says, thank you for being curious about my world. I am a designer, a brand strategist, and a lover of tarot and magical thinking. I was placed smack dab in the middle of my happy place when I bought my passion. when I brought my passion for design, magic, and card slinging into this epic tarot project. When I'm not creating decks, I'm helping entrepreneurs build their businesses via intuition, strategy, and magic, opening and closing sacred space, or spending time outdoors with my husband Alejandro and our Osiador puppy Jupiter. Acknowledgements. With giant gratitude to my husband Alejandro. I love you, amor. Gracias for your support and for living inside of this tarot deck with me for the last 2 years. To my dear friend Sue, who has journeyed the realms of sunshine and shadow with so much grace, tenacity, and love, thank you for sharing your guidance with me throughout this creation process. Gracias. Valentina Abusaba Valladares, mi diseñadora, colega y amiga. I couldn't have done this without you. To Becca, my business soul sibling and my sacred mirror during this project, thank you for listening. To Mom and Dad, your love shines. Thank you for believing in me. To Janet and Craig Williams, who brought effervescence and fun to this project from the very first card, I love you both. Giant colossal love to the Kickstarter and Instagram communities for believing in this project. And let's see what else she's got here. And of course, to Alice and Janice at Hay House, thank you for seeing me, for making me feel so very realized. Oh, and the badass editing skills. We needed those. I feel like you've helped me through my first day at school. Giant love. And there is an extended guidebook. It says, for an in-depth look at each card, go to www.lightseerstarot.com/extended-guidebook. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, and share. This is a great way for me to learn my new decks as well. But also, I'm hoping y'all can shadow me, you know, as you're learning as well. You know, we all get to learn together. So please do like, subscribe, and share. Let me know what cards resonated the most for you. And I'll be using these cards in my readings probably right away. So thank you for watching. Have a blessed day.